live. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Epic Verse Live. And once again, we have a very awesome guest with us tonight. This is a guy that we've been wanting to get on for quite some time. He is an absolute legend, a total king. Men, hide your wives. I'm just going to say that right now.
Wives, hide your men.
Hide your men, too, because Dan Vasc will steal them all. And as you can see, Ben is here, but he's not here. And Mike is here as always. So Disbrew is not joining us tonight because he hates music. Or maybe it's Brazilians. I'm not sure, but one or the other.
Maybe both.
No, but Disbrew, unfortunately, is not going to be joining us tonight. And obviously that kind of brings down the production value of the stream a little bit, but we'll get through it as we always do. And so it's going to be an awesome night. We have a lot of great stuff to talk about tonight, and I am really excited to have Dan Vasc with us tonight. Dan, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for the invitation. I apologize in advance to your wonderful audience for my kind of low energy tonight because I'm a little bit sick. But you know what? I was talking to the guys that happiness is good for your health, and what makes me happy is to hang out with my friends. So here I am.
Man. That's right. It's awesome to have you here, and I respect you for just being here even when you are a little bit under the weather. So that's awesome. Glad to have you here, man. And we'll
be here.
We'll make you very happy tonight.
Wow!
Wow.
Oh my!
Mike is like, no.
I feel like you're signing me up for stuff I wasn't ready for, man.
Mike, play us a song. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But of course, we have the man himself, Epic Mike, with us as well. Mike, how you doing tonight, man?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I've been working all day long, doing a bunch of house projects and stuff like that. But it's been a good day. I seriously was so excited. I caught the Dallas Expo for Friday Night Tights, Geeks and Gamers. It was awesome. It was so cool to see our guys in a packed freaking room with just tons of people asking great questions and just wanting to support the group. I caught a little bit of Gina. She's hanging out there. It was awesome. I mean, it's always awesome to see Gina. She had a line. She had the longest line at the Dallas Expo. It's awesome. Yeah. And listen, that is all really exciting. But I knew tonight I was going to be on a stream with Dan Vasc. I got to talk to the guy. Normally, I'm screaming at him on Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of profanity, and there's not much friendship happening. But no, it was awesome.
None at all.
Yeah. I also think I love the comments about like whose hair is better. So I know it doesn't seem like it, but my hair is actually really, really long.
It is.
It packs out, but I mean it's very long. But I don't get the cool sweeping hair look like Dan does.
Yeah.
Well, it's like there are multiple phases when you're letting your hair grow. It's like, first of all, you need to go through sort of the broccoli phase. It's a little bit annoying, but okay. When you pass that phase, you're in sort of where you are now in the nuclear explosion phase.
Yes.
So that's cooler. That's nicer. But then you start being able to tie your hair back. That I call the Steven Seagal phase. Yeah. When you start being able, but you're like, oh my God, I need to tie my hair back, and you're walking around like this.
Yeah.
And then after that is all cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna vote in the chat. I'm definitely voting that Dan has better hair.
That's because it's true.
Well, my favorite part is like, in some of your videos and stuff where it's like blowing. Oh, dude, you can't beat that.
Oh,
like
man.
The Friday Night Tights intro is one of the most epic freaking things ever.
Yeah, I mean, when I was making the thumbnail earlier for tonight, I was just like, Dan is just too good looking. It's kind of unfair, and So, but
the whole stream is going to be nothing but us complimenting Dan on it.
Yeah. But
like, hey, it's the fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make
right.
it.
Look
at you. Look at the mirror. You're pretty. You're attractive. Right. And then one day you wake up Oh,
It's like, oh wow, look at this.
What?
All right,
That's great.
all right.
One
not
day
too
you
bad.
just manifest it, and then all of a sudden you are beautiful.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But moving on to someone who's not as attractive as Dan. Ben, how you doing tonight?
I mean,
B-pick.
that's fair.
B-pick
That's fair.
Ben, how you doing?
That's fair. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm golden actually.
I'm gonna be honest, Ben.
Fantastic.
You legitimately look like you're in a jail cell in a movie, and you legitimately look like you have killed 15 people.
Like those Islamic State videos.
It's okay. I'm here for the comedy.
I am here for the jihad.
No, listen, I want to commend Ben because he is remote right now, and he still came to hang out with us.
Darn
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Darn right.
Awesome.
I'm making it work.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, I respect that. Thank you, man.
Making
Appreciate
it
you being
work.
here as
Yes,
always.
sir.
At least you're able to show up even when Disbrew isn't. So that's
Freaking
good.
Disbrew, dude.
You know?
Just
Freaking
completely
Disbrew.
throw the British guy into the bus, but he's not here. He'll certainly come back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to talk about that until next week. And then
Yeah, exactly.
Be like, oh, hey, Disbrew, it's good to have you here, man.
Oh, Disbrew, man. It's great. Great to see you again.
But we have a couple of super chats to get to real quick here. So we have one from Sixer Verson. I think I got that right.
Sixer Iverson 04.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
an
it's
I,
capital
but
I.
That
Yeah.
probably helps.
Yeah.
$2 super chat. Epic Mike, you need to meet up with fans, with Geeks and Gamers.
Yes,
Yeah,
I will
Mike,
be at the
what's
Orlando
going on with
meetup.
that?
I will be at the Orlando
man.
meetup this October. Promise.
To be fair,
I will
Mike
do my
was
best.
there when we were in Orlando.
He was.
He
Yep,
was
he
in
was.
his plant form. So
Yeah, I can transform apparently into a fucking plant, so that's cool. Yeah. Yay me. No, I will be at the Orlando meetup. I cannot make any 100% because we never know. A lot of time in between here and now, but that is my main goal. I'm working very hard to make sure that I can go to that meetup and see all you wonderful people. So
I'll make sure Mike's there. Don't worry.
Yeah, Josiah and I will make sure Mike is there one way or another.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. So
We'll get him there.
that sounds like a challenge, and I welcome this challenge.
We're gonna kidnap you, Mike.
Well, good luck with that one.
Oh, sorry, that would be man napping. My bad.
Yeah.
And then we have a $50
Holy cow!
super chat from Kevin. I don't even want to try to pronounce his last name.
Ovenen?
Ovenen?
Oh, I know Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've actually talked to
Kevin is someone that I've been talking to a little bit about some music and some of that type of stuff. So I'm excited to see where things are going to go with that. But he says, "Hail Dan and crew, cinematic music composer here, looking to make orchestral electronic soundtracks for the new era of non-woke entertainment. How did a genre of instrumental music become so goofy? Keep up the good work and continue to be the best." Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate that $50 super chat. That is awesome. And that is indeed something that we're going to be talking about tonight, is kind of the state of music in general. And I'm excited to be getting into some of that. And Kevin's music is really awesome. I've listened to some of it, and make sure you guys go check out his work, because
Cool.
he's doing awesome stuff over there. So
Yeah, very, very, very talented.
yes.
Interesting. I love cinematic music. I love to mix heavy metal with cinematic music.
Mhm.
Like most power metal bands do that. Symphonic metal.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it's
I
love cinematic music.
Yeah, I really like I'm trying to remember what the group is, but there's this group that I listen to that makes like music that blends like kind of like electronic dubstep with cinematic music, and it's just like amazing. It's so good.
Have you guys ever they're kind of like a cult, but have you ever heard of Starset? Starset is like a group that does orchestral, like cinematic rock music. And it's actually got a really freaking cool sound. But like it was their sound that drew me to them, and I found out they're like a really, really strange like cult group that I don't even know what they do. But their music is fascinating just in sound alone. Like, so even if you just distance yourself,
even if you don't ascribe to their cult, then you know
their music is really fascinating, and I love the sound of it. But that's kind of that like cinematic cinematic rock sound. That's really cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a really cool sound.
Yeah, it's a whole genre.
Yeah.
There's most power metal bands, like the power metal genre. It's all about that epicness, that Hollywood epicness, Hollywood soundtrack epicness mixed with heavy metal. It's super cool. It's the type of music that I want to do with my solo albums.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
I do have a question, Dan. Speaking of like power metal and stuff like that, do you know who Powerwolf is?
Powerwolf, yeah. I'm not as familiar with the intrinsic details, but I've heard of them for sure.
Yeah. The only reason I know them is because I have a group of friends that are like really into werewolves, and one of them typed in some like werewolf art that he was looking up, and he found Powerwolf, and ever since then has just been obsessed with them. Yeah.
Where are they from?
They're very similar to another band that I like very much, which is Sabaton.
Oh yeah, I actually know who they are.
It's amazing. They sing about historical wars, especially.
Oh, that's cool.
And they my favorite album is called Heroes, where they sing songs about heroic deeds in war that really happened. It's super awesome. There's a song there about the smoking snakes, which were the Brazilians that went to World War II. And it's a very interesting story behind that name, because the smoking snakes, they were baptized with that name because back in those days, people used to say, "Oh, we have that saying here in Brazil, like it's easier for you to see a snake smoking a pipe than so and so and so." It's like saying that something will never happen. It's like it's easier for me to see a snake smoking a pipe than Josiah shaving his beard, something like that. So people used to say it's easier to see a snake smoking a pipe than see Brazilians going to war. Brazilians went to war, and they called that group Smoking Snakes.
Oh, that's
actually
cool.
really cool.
That's actually really cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I can confirm right now you don't ever want to see Josiah without a beard.
Yeah.
Josiah doesn't want to see Josiah without a beard.
I'm never gonna quartering it and shave it or anything. So that was something else.
Quartering, he looks like, I don't know. He looks like what is the name of that French actor that did Obelix in Asterix and Obelix?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Gerard something.
Oh, Gerard Depardieu.
Exactly. It looks like him.
Oh, dude.
Okay, look up young Gerard Depardieu. Do not look up old Gerard Depardieu, because that is an insult.
I cannot pronounce
I gotta pull this up here, because this is pretty
by the way,
something else.
Yeah, the chat is going on. They love.
Oh, it looks awful.
That is wow. I think it's bad because he kept the mustache. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should just shave the mustache off.
If he took the mustache off, it probably would have been probably. I'm just not a big fan of.
Here, I gotta find. I'm gonna show you this picture, and you guys are gonna be like, "Holy cow, it's true." Let me find it. There, here's a good one. All right. Hold on just a second. Wow.
Let me get this other super chat here. The Lantian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hail Josiah. Hail, how's it going, Atlanta? It's been a while since we've talked, man, but I hope you're doing well. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. You are awesome. So there's this other group that kind of does that type of, well, actually it's just one guy, but he's called Seven Lions. Have you ever listened to Seven Lions before?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he does like kind of like I guess you would say that it's kind of like EDM type music, kind of dubsteppy, but it's like he incorporates these really interesting stories in his music that it's really unlike anything else I've heard in dubstep before, and it's really, really cool stuff. And I definitely recommend checking out his work as well.
Stories.
So his process is he like thinks up like a story, and then he kind of like incorporates that into like a dubstep or a music track basically. So he comes up with like the story with the rise and fall of like the arc and everything else, and then he basically translates it into a music track, and it's just really interesting how he does it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I love storytelling using music. It's super cool.
It's so powerful. I mean, even just like as a filmmaker and making movies and everything else, like whenever you get to that stage where you start to incorporate the music, that is when like the magic happens. That's when the emotions are elevated, and it adds so much to what you're telling with the story. It's powerful stuff.
I think that like to me, music elevates film like more than almost anything else, because like you can have a scene that just doesn't feel the same emotionally without music. Like it's like I don't know, music adds so much to the emotion of different scenes. Like there was one scene I watched from a movie where someone cut the music out and it just doesn't hit the same way at all. It feels deflated, and then you add the music and it's like
it's like that it's like that one scene that people always talk about from like Star Wars, where it shows like the
ceremony scene.
The ceremony, and without the music it's like so bad.
It's really awkward. It's just like you just hear like rustling and people coughing and
I'll see if I can find that, but
dude, that looks like it's so bad. Quartering looks just like that. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, please stop. Like, why would you do this?
It really does look like him, though. It really
does. It's bad. I'm like, why would you? Listen, I get it, but like, just shave it all off. Don't do the weird stash thing. Although, like I said the other day, I was like, what if I just shaved everything off? Just did this.
Oh man, that'd be.
See, okay. That's one thing. No, I'm okay with like a goatee type thing where you have like a mustache in down here, kind of like a Doctor Strange type facial hair. But I don't like the just mustache. You have to be a specific type of person to pull that off, and I think it's very rare. Like it's very rare to find someone that really pulls a mustache off.
I would love to be able to pull out a mustache, but everyone knows that a mustache and long hair is forbidden.
Exactly.
There's a very specific time frame for that one, and it's
Let's see if I want to see if this plays here.
So good.
It's so awkward. Good God, it's so cringy, dude.
Just imagine though, like they didn't have music when they filmed it, so like you had to keep a straight face when you're doing all that, and I just feel like that'd be really hard to do.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Like it's such a big room and such a long walk and everything.
It's just so awkward. Everyone looking at each other and
everyone dead silent.
But like literally think about, for example, some of the scenes from like Lord of the Rings. Like you've got these like the music does so much in those movies. Like the music is such a powerful storyteller in and of itself in those movies. But like I don't know, just
that laugh just kills me. That thing. Oh my gosh! Hold on, we gotta watch that again. That just.
Wow, man.
Wow.
Wow. Just that.
So, now I'm curious. Is that the actual audio from them filming it, or is that someone add that in?
No. I think the audio is the audio is just added in, but
this is pretty good.
Oh man!
But we're actually experiencing how different it is, the vibe and the energy of something with Kenobi without John Williams.
Oh yeah.
There's no Imperial March. There's no
Yeah.
Force theme. There's no nothing.
What-
and
what's-
and they brought John Williams to make the
theme for
the
Obi-Wan.
Kenobi
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, the Obi-Wan theme. But it's just that. I don't know if they're trying to save on the royalties or something like that.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
Going
What
through
is
March,
interesting
man.
though is that like even without John Williams, if you've ever watched the Clone Wars or anything like that, and I cannot remember the composer's name for the Clone Wars, he's really good. He does a lot of themes that are very inspired by John Williams themes, and
Yeah.
they sound amazing. Like they sound very similar to his music, but he also does his own thing. And it's like, why can't you do that with Kenobi? You know, and maybe it's just the composer. I mean, maybe he's just not very good, or she is not very good. I don't know who it is, but maybe they're not very good. But I know some of the other artists who have made Star Wars content, like Star Wars music, have done an amazing job just mimicking John Williams' style, and that's been really, really, really impressive.
Well,
Yeah.
even with like in the situation of The Mandalorian and even the Book of Boba Fett, which like, regardless of the show's quality, Ludwig Göransson did the music. The soundtrack
I love
to
his
both
music.
those. Yeah, the theme
Yeah.
songs are really pretty dope. I mean,
Yeah.
there's something different, but they're unique, kind of in and of themselves.
But
And
they still don't feel unlike Star Wars though. Like they feel
but-
at home in the Star Wars universe.
But here in like Kenobi, it's just like the music. I was like, what is this? There's no oomph to it. It feels very like slapped on and very like it doesn't feel like anybody believes anything in the music. There's no feeling. It's just like let's just slap. Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think that the music doesn't carry as much weight as it should in any scene that it's in, which is I mean that's the big telling factor there is like if it doesn't carry weight, it's really hard to emotionally connect because that's one of the reasons it's hard. It's one of the big reasons besides, lazy writing choices and stuff that's been hard for me to connect with the show is because I feel like the music isn't pulling at my heartstrings enough as it should be, I guess, if that sounds makes sense.
Yeah.
It needs music is supposed to make you feel something, right? Yeah. So and I'm not feeling things from the music, and I think that doesn't help because like you can have some writing, but if you have really good music behind that in an epic scene, I think that can elevate it a lot. But if you don't have good music, it just makes it feel really flat. And so I think that's been one of the biggest problems with Kenobi is it's just not. It just doesn't. It's not that the music is awful, but it's not Star Wars music, really. I mean, like you can kind of hear some Star Wars influence, but it's really just not great, I guess. So, yeah. It's been interesting.
Dan, have you been watching Kenobi?
No, I watched a few isolated scenes. I've been watching Star Wars Theory episode breakdowns. So yeah, I'm not. I've also watched the reviews in our circle, but I try to watch from the people who enjoy it too.
That's good to
have a multitude of opinions, to be exposed to a multitude of opinions. And have you guys seen the reaction, Star Wars Theory reaction to coming to knowledge that the writer didn't know that Obi-Wan knew about Vader?
Yeah,
he was.
I felt his frustration because I love Theory, by the way. I'm a big fan, and he's really trying to enjoy that show. He's really trying to enjoy, but he lost control when when he knew about that. I could feel his frustration. That was sad.
He reminds me a lot of Ben. With just his,
I was just about to say, I think we feel very similarly about the show.
Well, yeah. And, like Ben is someone who's like, has always been like very enthusiastic and positive about pretty much everything that they've been putting out with Disney Star Wars for the most part. And then, but even with Kenobi, even Ben has started to see like some of the problems with it, which is kind of
I want to point out, I love Dan's reaction. He's like, cool.
Well,
people like bad things sometimes. Sure.
Well, no, the thing is like it. I have acknowledged problems with the sequel trilogy. There are just a lot of elements that I do like about specifically the first two movies. The Rise of Skywalker is just an absolute disaster. But with Kenobi, I think it's like it stuck out to me more because Obi-Wan's like one of my favorite Star Wars characters. And so when that's the case, when it's something that's really like personal, I guess, like that, it'd be like if they made a Luke series and they didn't do Luke very well. I mean, I know people have their complaints about The Last Jedi.
You mean like the sequel trilogy?
I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But
did you watch Book of Boba Fett?
I didn't mind Book of Boba Fett. I thought it was just kind of boring.
He used robot dogs to build the Jedi Temple. He's just like, hey,
okay,
I personally
thought, I thought they did Luke well in both The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett.
They play this very beautiful song, and you think it's going to be like Luke meditating in a field and building the Jedi Temple with the Force. It's a bunch of robot dogs carrying in bricks and laying them for him.
He's got to use somebody, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad. Real quick, I wanted to point out.
Go for it.
Quarter Black Garrett was in the chat. He said, "I'm here for the Quarter Black Garrett cosplay in the bottom left." That's Dan right there.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. I feel that.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, there he is, the man himself, trying to, we got to get Quarter Black on here at some point too. I'm calling him out on that.
He's dodging this. Quarter Black, we need you on the show.
But
I know you're gonna read a super chat.
Yeah, Christopher Arcella, thank you for the $5 super chat. Ben's background evokes Ben's inner emotional state. It conveys hello darkness, my old friend. Hi, Josiah and Mike and Dan. Thank you, Christopher.
Thanks, Chris.
Hello, Christopher.
I love that whenever Christopher, it's always about like something about Ben, and
he's always calling Ben out for something he's done every time.
Pretty great.
Also, I really want to give this person some love here. This guy's name is Mighty Pork and Plow a Stranger. And
yes.
Anytime I see names like that on YouTube, I just can't like.
I just want to take a moment because we were talking about mustaches earlier. This is, in my opinion, objectively one of the only people that can pull off a mustache and look cool.
Who is it?
Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Oh yeah,
Sam Elliott can rock the stash. And
he doesn't look bad with the stash.
He still is able to look like a badass.
I feel like there's someone else though that I'm.
Who's that guy that he was going to be Indiana Jones before Harrison Ford?
Tom Selleck.
Oh, yes. Tom Selleck. Yeah, Tom Selleck. He can pull it off pretty good too.
There's someone else though. I feel like someone more recently that could pull.
Tom Selleck is a
Henry Cavill looks pretty good.
I don't think Henry Cavill looks bad with the mustache, but I think it's hard to make Henry. It's hard to make Henry Cavill look bad.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Yeah, it's really like if you're an attractive man like that, it's kind of hard to make you look bad. So
here we go.
I feel you have to. I feel you have to have a jawline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it makes your face a little bit round.
Yep. You can't have a mustache with a rounder face.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Let me get to a couple more of these. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead and share my screen when you get a second.
Yep.
This is for everyone.
There you go.
Here you go.
He looks 90s. Like he does look like a 70s.
70s.
Yeah.
Well, he was.
Yeah.
Basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's just on television.
Atlantean, thank you for the $5 super chat. There are 3 levels of mustache to be had. Level 1, porno stash. Level 2, the state trooper. Level 3, Charles Bronson.
Oh, you know who doesn't look bad with a stash is
Mike,
the guy who's...
a pic of Charles Bronson.
Oh yeah, I'm doing it right now.
The guy who's Hopper in Stranger Things. I don't think he looks bad with a stash.
David Harbour.
Yeah, David Harbour.
I've never seen Stranger Things.
Yeah, I don't think he looks bad with a stash.
Yeah.
Who else?
I gotta find a good picture, David. Of
you know who would be absolutely terrifying with a mustache? I don't even know if he grows facial hair, but imagine Tom Cruise with a mustache.
Oh man! He had a beard in The Last Samurai, didn't he?
Last Samurai.
Yeah, he did.
But that's a full beard. That's different.
Yeah, but he doesn't usually even rock like a full beard, so that was something that was different for him too.
There's Charles Bronson. That's not a great picture of him.
I don't like that.
I mean, it's
he rocks it for back then.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I'd say I wouldn't say that's a bad mustache.
No. Ben's hating on him, but Burt Reynolds, geez, we were like, oh, there's only a few people that can do that, and then everybody's like, let me.
All right, well, maybe, I wouldn't look good with just a mustache.
Billy D. Williams looks really good with a mustache.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd say this another person.
Yeah, you know what? Damn it,
he pulls off the mustache.
Ruining the narrative.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I was actually just telling a funny story about a guy I used to work with who had this huge mustache on our podcast yesterday as well. Mustachio. We used to call him Mustachio. He used to work with us. Yeah, he rocks it.
Yeah, but that's Lando. Like,
yeah,
you can't really go wrong with Lando.
Yeah, yep. That's very true. They got it down. Jakey Eats Bacon. Thank you for the $20 super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Remember when they accidentally released that trailer for The Mummy before the final audio cut? Oh, wait,
Mummy?
did they?
I have the clip right here for it, and I'm going to show you.
Brendan Fraser? The
no.
The new one.
The new one with Tom Cruise.
Oh, really?
Okay. It's bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Is that what this is right here, Mike?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it. Hold on.
So here's the very beginning. This is just the very beginning of it. I'll let it play like that. So it seems all normal, and then like you'll see.
I don't hear anything.
Well, that's the thing. It seems like it's normal and it's supposed to be like this. And then let me skip ahead to where where everybody finds out that there's no audio right here.
That leaked or something?
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's the people's sounds.
Did that leak the guy with or they released?
No, they released it without sound in it. They made a mistake and released it.
That's so funny.
That
people really... must have been so confused.
Yeah,
that movie really came out.
Part of the trailer.
It's like, I bet you guys didn't know this was going to be a silent film. Bringing that back, everyone.
Did that movie really come out in 2017?
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Cow.
So yeah, that
was when they were trying to do like the Dark Universe. Like I was actually so excited for the Dark Universe. I was actually
monster type stuff.
I love like monsters. I love all of the old monsters. You know,
Universal monster.
Yes, right? Yes. I love all of that type of stuff. And I was so excited when they were like, yeah, we're gonna do a Dark Universe. It's gonna be like a cinematic universe for the monsters. And then then you start to see what they were doing with films like The Mummy, and it's like, oh well, maybe this.
They just weren't very good quality.
Yeah.
Well, it was just another thing where everyone was trying to hop on the bandwagon of like Marvel Cinematic Universe at that time, and everyone was trying to monetize that and take advantage of that, and people were just rushing way too much into it. DCEU did the same thing. Universal did the same thing. They all were just rushing it way too much, and they should have just taken their time to actually build something that would have been good, like Marvel, and it probably still would be doing well to this day if they had.
Well, what's something real crazy, and Josiah can back me up on this one. Back in the day, before the DCEU and all that, before Batman vs Superman, Man of Steel came out. I like Man of Steel, but I was actually a huge critic of the DCEU because I thought it was dumb to make a Batman vs Superman movie. I felt like they were rushing the whole thing and they needed to take their time.
Before making a Batman solo movie with Ben Affleck,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, they're going to rush it. It's going to be poorly received. People are not going to be happy. They need to take their time with it. Now, I am a huge fan of Batman vs Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League, and much to the chagrin of many people. But the fact is, they still did rush it too fast, and that was a problem. And it was very obvious with this monster universe. And like the thing was, we didn't know the MCU was going to be a thing until Iron Man dropped. Everybody freaking loved it, and then there was a hint that something more might be coming down the line.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, we have Thor come out, and
it was Iron Man 2 that happened next, right? Iron Man 2 was the next one.
Yes,
and then at the end of that, or was it during the film, Nick Fury meets with
end of Iron Man 1 is when Nick Fury.
Okay, that's right. Yep. Right, and then does he mention the Avengers at the end of that, or is he just like, or does he just hint that they might be building a team or something?
He mentions it at the end of the beginning of Iron Man, or of maybe it was Iron Man 2. Yeah, I think it was Iron Man 2 where they mentioned the Avengers initiative.
Yeah. And that's when everyone was just like, "Oh my gosh, what?"
Yeah,
guys. Oh man, like, do you remember when the first Avengers movie came out in theaters and just
went and saw it at midnight?
It was such a cultural phenomenon when
it was like I just remember when it came out. It was the first ever like midnight premiere I ever went to, like back when they still did it.
Yeah,
and it was like it was another level of an experience. I like my parents were like, it's totally cool if you stay out past midnight to go see this, and I was like, let's go. And so I went and saw it. It was it was amazing.
To this day, I still haven't seen that level of energy and excitement in a theater like I did that night. That was insane.
That's tough. I would say it came pretty dang close for Avengers Endgame, but that's the only other one I can think of in my experiences with them. And granted, I had different ones than you. Everybody has different theater experiences, but the times that I saw Endgame, that was, I think, the closest another Marvel movie got. Maybe Endgame or even Infinity War.
I still feel like the energy wasn't quite the same.
It was the first Iron Man that he mentioned that I just looked at.
But I think,
but even with that, we just there was nothing like that on this. There was nothing like that for comic book fans.
Yeah,
right.
We never had that. We had Spider-Man. We had all these other like huge things, but we had never had just like straight up a universe go. By the way, for you guys that are fans of this is what's coming down the line. Well, and all of this is connected.
I think the energy was different because, like Mike's saying, it was such a new concept. Almost, it's not that it was a new concept for people ever, but it was a new concept for like a big movie like that to have. It was a new concept for cinema. Yeah, to have that many characters from different like comic books and stuff. It would be like if you had a huge book series and you had all the characters come meet together or whatever. It's like like that was, and that they had been building to it as well, made it so much more impactful because they were like they'd released those solo movies and stuff. And so I mean it was on another level just because of that alone. But I'll never forget that experience. And it was unfortunate that I was I sat in the first 2 rows, and that's before they ever had recliners in theaters. So I was like craning up, like looking at the screen like this. It really wasn't comfortable, but I think it was like the energy and the atmosphere. It was the first ever movie I'd been to where there was that much crowd interaction. And so I was like, it made me fall in love with that. So now, like when I go see movies, like big movies, I love to hear people cheer. I love to hear people clap. I love to hear all that stuff. And maybe that's really cringe, but I like to hear that because that shows that audiences are passionate about what they're watching, and I love it. It's great.
So, do you guys think we will ever gonna have something like that again? Either with Marvel again, probably not. Or with, I don't know, with another franchise with Universal Monsters or whatever.
I personally, I don't think it'll be anything that's going to happen anytime soon.
It'd be hard to capture that magic again. It'd be really hard to capture that magic again. Yeah. Like that's like a lightning in the bottle type situation, I feel like.
Yeah. What made it very particular was like how organized it was, and they made sure they had the same actors with some exceptions, like the Hulk. That Edward Norton Hulk is part of the Phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that's the only actor change they got, but everybody else was. Everyone was the same actor for the same characters, and it's very organized, and the connections very well made, and at the same time it felt natural. Unlike DC, which were
that's the problem,
trying to imitate what Marvel was doing.
Exactly.
Well, the problem is they were trying to, and don't get me wrong, like I love Shazam, I love Man of Steel, I love Batman v Superman, I especially love Zack Snyder's Justice League. But what they tried to, and I really love Wonder Woman, but what they tried to do, it just didn't feel the same because they didn't feel like they were doing those building blocks correctly. So when you got to an event movie like Batman v Superman, I don't know if it's Zack Snyder being a polarizing filmmaker. I don't know what it was that caused the audience like love not to feel the same, but it just didn't feel the same. And I don't think they'll ever be able to do that because they messed up starting off. Like I don't think they're ever going to be able to retrace their steps and then like try to redo it. I just don't think that's something they're going to be able to achieve ever. Because at this point, there's been too many people soured by Warner Brothers, by whatever it is. And so now people they're frustrated by like the state of DC's movies in general. Even if there's some really good ones out there, they're still frustrated. And I just don't think it's ever going to reach that level, which is unfortunate. because I love DC Comics. So it's like, it's too bad.
Yep, absolutely. LB0X81. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about mustaches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did we show Burt Reynolds?
I don't think we did we?
Burt Reynolds.
All right, let's pull up Burt Reynolds there. Thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that, my friend. And then Death by Snoo Snoo. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Disney Star Wars is counterfeit. Feels like a mass-produced cheap knockoff. It lacks heart and soul, and it will be obsolete and forgotten in a few years. Yeah, and I actually agree with that. I think that everything that they're doing with Star Wars right now is they're just phoning it in just to make money, and they're relying right now a lot on nostalgia, especially, and trying to continue to play off of that. And there's going to be a point where they can't continue to do that. And then, I think that especially when they get to that point, if they continue to go down the road that they're going now, where, all the writing's just garbage and everything else, I think that we're going to continue to see that it doesn't have any weight to it. It doesn't have any legs to it. So
nostalgia can only get you so far.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. I'm a
passionate it's a great
hater.
thing, but nostalgia is wonderful, but it's not all powerful either. Like, it can't just sustain.
I tried to find a picture of him, but it was him straight up naked with his freaking arm right next to his dick, and I was like, no.
He kind of looks like Pedro Pascal there.
A little bit.
A little bit.
What do you mean Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, I would. That's a pretty good stash.
Pedro Pascal doesn't look bad with a mustache either.
He's got the hat going on. He rocks it. Yeah.
Little smile.
Yeah. Little sexy smile there.
A little sexy smile. Okay, this is enough of that.
But yeah.
But yeah, I'm a passionate hater of Disney Star Wars. Like, I'm a musician. I have no business with Disney or Star Wars, but my 3 most liked tweets of all time are making fun and mocking Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, I feel like that's the same for a lot of people, because one of Mike's most liked tweets, I think at least, is Disney Star Wars related.
Yeah,
but like that's the thing is, I think like Disney Star Wars though is such I feel like that's polarizing in and of itself. Like, there are some people out there that absolutely love some of Disney Star Wars, but I mean, there's also a lot of people that don't. But
I think this is the thing. Star Wars has always been polarizing because of, the issue with George Lucas was we loved what he did.
Prequels were.
But even original Star Wars, because if you go back and look at the reviews for The Empire Strikes Back, critics did not like that movie.
They didn't like it because it ended with a cliffhanger.
Well, they also thought it was too dark, and they thought it was too hopeless, and they were like, there's a lot of trudging along and stuff. And because nothing had really ever been done like that before, I don't think they had any reference for like, oh, well, this is going to conclude in a special way.
Sure.
But the fact is, the hatred that some of Lucas got was not even the prequels. It was the fact that he could not leave his original work alone. That's always been a huge criticism for George Lucas.
First and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, okay, cool. We loved Star Wars. We fell in love with it. And then for him to go back and re-edit and change things, and we're like, okay, whatever. But then he's like, now I'm going to add in all this CGI that didn't need to be here, that doesn't hold up now anymore. So it looks bad to today's standards even. So there was all this stuff. And I think that's the one thing that always gets overlooked is people go, well, George Lucas got a lot of hate. I'm like, George Lucas got hate because he wouldn't leave his original work alone. Not because he was writing bad stuff or trying to reinvent the wheel. Ben, Kenobi is badly written.
I didn't say that.
Is badly written. And that's the thing. The hatred for this Star Wars is because it's not well done.
I also don't think George Lucas was a stellar writer, though. I think he's an incredible storyteller, but I don't think he's an incredible
storytelling is different than screenwriting.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I love his storytelling. I don't think his screenwriting is super strong. But that's something that I will always stand by. But I love George Lucas. Like, he's been one of my biggest loves in filmmaking.
I would say his storytelling and writing is good. His dialogue isn't good. I think that's where his dialogue is awful. I think that's where a lot of his weakness is in dialogue, actually.
But that's such an integral part of your screenplay. If you've got a lot of characters that and so that's like I do really enjoy the prequels, and I love the story of the prequels. I think it's one of the best stories ever told. Like Anakin Skywalker's story is incredible. But the dialogue in those takes away some of that impact just because it's really not that well written. So it's like it's tough for me with the prequels because I think they're actually a step down from the original trilogy in terms of like the writing.
Even
But even Revenge of the Sith has its moments. I think like overall you never can beat like
I don't
in terms of
from you, Josiah.
In terms of space,
you don't get to.
In terms of like
Dan,
fantasy,
I need to put Josiah. Josiah is not really a fan of Star Wars at all.
No, he's not.
He doesn't really watch them.
He doesn't actually care.
His attitude about Revenge of the Sith is pretty good. Yeah.
No, I legitimately love Revenge of the Sith, but that is the only Star Wars movie that I actually care about. You know what I mean?
Like,
I enjoy
including the originals.
Yeah,
he doesn't care about those movies.
Wow.
And then also, wait a minute, because I haven't even got to.
Tell him the real dirty secret.
Pisses me off. I will never let him live this down. So, like, I get people may not like the Mandalorian, whatever, but it was generally well received. Josiah didn't watch any of the Mandalorian season 1, and then season 2 came out, and there was the whole thing where Luke Skywalker's at the very end of the series. Josiah went and watched the last 10 minutes of season 2 just so he could say, that was pretty cool.
Yep.
He hasn't watched any of the other series at all. And I was so angry with him. If he had just watched the full episode, I still would have been pissed, but much less pissed. But he watched the last 10 minutes of the episode.
I pulled up the episode, and I grabbed like the little like time browser thing, and then I just like dragged it all the way until I found Luke Skywalker. Then I was like, oh, there he is. All right, we'll watch this.
Well, then I have a confession to make to you, Mike.
Oh no!
Dan. Oh, here we go.
I've never watched The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. I was out in The Force Awakens.
You know what? Dan,
I was already out.
I completely respect it because you know what you said? I'm completely out. You didn't go back and watch the last 10 minutes of the movie and tell everybody it was bad or good. You just said, listen, I don't like it. I'm out. And I respect the hell out of that.
I respect that a lot.
Most people were out in The Last Jedi. Already in The Force Awakens, I was, fuck this bullshit. This is
Can I ask? I'm just curious, like, what was it about Force Awakens that just turned you off from everything they were doing?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, like Rey super OP and like with no explanation whatsoever, and then when like what they did to Han Solo, killing him before reuniting him with Luke and turning him into a loser, like killing him with no heroic purpose whatsoever. Normally, when you kill such an important character, it has a huge impact on the story. It serves like a humongous purpose. He died. Han Solo died like a loser for nothing.
I would argue.
No.
I'm coming with a hot take here.
No.
I would argue that technically The Rise of Skywalker, even though I don't like it, does give reason behind Han's death.
Really? No.
Dan Vasc looks like he's just gonna like jump through the screen.
Literally, no, literally though. Han literally is the one that changes Ben and turns him to the light side.
No, he doesn't. It's not.
Yes,
Han.
he does.
No, it is.
It's a memory. It is the memory of him.
Ben's interpretation of
Han
that changes him. It is literally the man having a psychotic break after getting stabbed through the chest with a fucking lightsaber that makes him change his mind. Ben, no, you're wrong.
Yes. But
you're wrong.
I also think that they showed the love of a father for his child in The Force Awakens.
The deadbeat dad that abandoned him to Luke Skywalker.
Okay, well, at least
they butchered Han Solo's character too.
Okay, and finally shows up.
Oh, absolutely. Like his whole arc on the original trilogy went
completely
down
gone.
the toilet. He's worse off than on A New Hope.
Yep. Yes, he is. He totally is.
He doesn't even have the Falcon anymore.
I am absolutely the devil's advocate playing devil's advocate.
You're not the
here.
devil's advocate. You're acting.
You know what? But yeah, there was a purpose for his death, and the purpose for his death is J.J. Abrams wanting us to respect a weak villain. That was the purpose of Han Solo's death.
I don't know. I think there was a little bit of payoff there. However,
this is why we have Dan on the show. So
this is why we have everyone else on the show.
No, but it's interesting to having someone like disagreeing with that without questioning like my racial motivations. So yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah,
Ben.
there you go. You disagree with him, but you're not calling him a racist. So
exactly.
We're pretty good right now.
What? Oh, because
we're saying that because you didn't call him a racist.
Oh yeah, it's a thing on Lucasfilm. Everybody who doesn't like Star Wars is racist.
Oh yeah, you're a racist.
Exactly.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing though. It's like I may have hot takes for most people about things that I defend with the sequel trilogy. However, if you don't like the sequel trilogy and you call Lucasfilm absolute garbage and all the movies garbage, you're not racist because of that. You just don't like it, and that's okay. It's great. Yeah. I think it's people can like what they like and not like what they don't like.
Wrathchild 78. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not sure what that money is, but thank you. Appreciate it so much. Basil Polidorus did raise the first Conan movie experience with his music. I rewatched that movie solely for the music alone.
Dude, Swedish Chrome.
I work out to the sound of the anvil of Chrome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
that will pump you up, man. That will pump
I gotta say this. I just recently introduced my wife to Conan the Barbarian, and yeah, that soundtrack is so banging. Mm-hmm. Like there's nothing like it. There's nothing like I feel like there's nothing in today's like movie going experience like that. Just and it's so simple, but like it's so
we don't have characters like that anymore. We don't have
sorcery's dead. Sword and sorcery is like a thing of the 80s.
But even just like the the larger than life action male hero characters, we just we just don't get that anymore. Like
that's
it's just
problematic.
Yeah, exactly. It's toxic masculinity.
Go
ahead, Ben.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I don't actually like the.
I honestly don't give two anythings about Conan the Barbarian, but all that aside, I think that I don't even remember what I was going to say, but I guess I agree.
What do you have against Conan the Barbarian, Ben?
I've never cared about it.
Why? It's
because it's just not my vibe.
It's awesome.
Not my vibe.
Yeah, apparently masculine men killing.
Have you tried to give it a chance?
Not really.
That means no. So basically,
all right, we need to get Ben over here to watch Conan the Barbarian.
We're gonna have to force Ben to watch Conan the Barbarian while he thinks secretly to himself about how Kylo Ren is the greatest Star Wars character ever, and that Han Solo was a toxic piece of garbage.
I didn't say either of those things.
I mean,
however, I was going to make a point though about epic music that I think in particular level like elevates the movie so much higher. I think a very good example of that is Van Angelis's score and Hans Zimmer's score in Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. I think those two movies, the amount you feel because of the music is just I like the amount of emotion you feel because of the music. I think it's just really powerful in the way that they tell the story.
I was just wondering how long it's going to take you to bring up Blade Runner 2049.
Always, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But
by the way, I'm going to let the chat decide if you're going to watch Conan or not, Ben. So if they vote on yes, then
they're going to say yes.
Absolutely. So yeah,
but no, I mad respect. because dude, Dan, like that track is banging. Like that is a great workout track. Oh my god.
I saw this comment and this comment killed me. I will not rest until Wolverine is played by Ben Shapiro. And instead of fighting, he annoys you to death.
Hey, that's exactly what I said about Ben Shapiro the other day. I was like, I can't listen to this man because I feel like I'm gonna die when I listen to him talk. Like, nothing against him, but his voice it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. I just
speak too fast.
Ben, do a Ben Shapiro impersonation.
Yeah, guys, this is crazy. Like, we're talking about Hollywood here. It's unreal. You know, I mean, my favorite president is probably Abraham Lincoln. I mean, why? Because he did so much for our country. It's just, it's insane. I don't know. But
that was pretty good. That was actually pretty good.
Sure.
I can't believe Ben hasn't even seen freaking. No, don't read.
Jay
that.
Hailstorm, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you so much.
Jay Hailstorm loves you,
Mike, would you like to do the honors of reading the super chat?
Who, me?
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah, let me fucking read it.
Or let's
$5.
Let's let Dan read this one since he's the guest.
Mike.
Thank you.
He shows up in everywhere that I'm at. That's all he fucking says in the chat. He's trying to call me out. He's trying to make me angry, and it's working.
He knows that he can just like fluster Mike, so he just like comes in and just
says Mike's
Mike,
name. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Barely.
It's like when your mom says your name. It has a deeper meaning.
Yes, right, exactly. Yeah, especially. I mean, we should never make sure that he learns your full name, because then he'll have too much power at that point. So
if he learns my full name, I actually will never speak to him again.
It's Michelangelo.
Kevin Avenen, thank you for the $25 super chat. My absolute favorite musical moment in Star Wars was when Vader throws Palpatine down the shaft. Remastered version ruined it with no.
Yes,
it showed his decision to save his son so emotionally. Oh well, I totally agree. I think that adding that was a terrible decision.
Yeah.
And the first time that I ever watched that, it was the original version without that, and it was
me too.
so much better,
so badass.
Yes.
Like he's doing all that and taking the lightning silently. So
oh my
badass.
goodness, yeah, dude. Yep.
Did we get Death by Snoosu's super chat?
Not yet. I don't think
it's up a little bit.
I got one of his earlier ones. Yeah. So, but yeah, I totally agree that. Okay, so this moment right here in Return of the Jedi is like still. I think this is still like the best moment ever in Star Wars. I
still think Return of the Jedi is peak Star Wars. So,
I mean, it has teddy bears in it, but besides that, it's good.
That's my favorite Star Wars movie. I think that it's a very powerful payoff to a good story.
I agree.
So,
it has moments, certainly, to tell you the Ewoks fucking.
You know what?
Yeah,
Ewoks are bad. It was a bad call. Ewoks
I like the Ewoks.
The Ewoks were a bad call. That
was my wife's favorite part of the Return
Honestly,
of the Jedi.
I tolerate them. I don't like them, but I tolerate them.
Well,
dude, they were so mad at me.
Yeah, they were like straight up like bad take, man. No,
this is why we have Ben on, because he brings balance to the opinion.
He has a way of provoking anger in people in a way that is unnatural,
and I appreciate that. So
yeah,
I think
my forte.
I think my personal favorite Star Wars moment is when Yoda lifts the X-wing. But I think the score in that is just phenomenal. John Williams' score like plays that moment so well. But the way a guy broke it down to me one time, that's why I loved it. Because I remember watching it as a kid and thinking it was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. Like for this like tiny little green thing to be lifting an X-wing. But like the guy was like, it's a puppet. This is a puppet with a guy using a voice that Lucas didn't even want to use in the beginning. He wanted like a more like wise sage voice, and they couldn't find an actor. So they're like, fine, just leave it in. Just leave Frank Oz's voice in. But it's so iconic to the character. But you in that moment, forget it's a puppet. Forget that this is all pretend, and you see for the first time the Force do something like amazing, like blow our minds. And you watch Luke have his mind blown because you know that one day hopefully Luke is going to be able to do something like that. And it was just like, it's such a beautiful moment that, and then I actually personally, I think the scene where Luke and Vader fight, like right before he cuts off Vader's hand. That whole sequence is one of the
really
most
good,
beautiful cinematic moments in any movie. Like just the power of like watch he cuts off his dad's hand and like him looking at his own. Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if
Chills.
there's anything that George Lucas is really good at, I think it's imagery in general, and also just I think he does a really good job with like duality in general. I think duality is something that he portrays really well in his movies. But I think one of my favorite musical moments is actually Order 66 in Episode 3. I love Anakin's Dark Deeds. I think Anakin's Dark Deeds is the track. No, I'm talking the music. That music is so emotionally powerful for what's happening. I don't think like that's some of John Williams' best work in Star Wars. I think is that.
So with us talking about the puppetry in Star Wars and everything else, I just wanted to it made me think of this. I just wanted to do a quick little shameless plug for Epic Verse Studios, because this is something that is very important to us, is to find ways to kind of like ground the stuff that we're doing in a little bit more of the classic cinema styles and things like that. And so this is something that we tweeted out just recently. We just got the first finished creature for one of our projects delivered to us. Can't wait for you to see it. It's very important for us to blend practical effects with visual effects wherever we can. We believe that using actual creature designs can enhance the believability more than just relying solely on visual effects. It's all about balance. And that is something that's very important to us, especially being inspired by things like the original Star Wars trilogy and Lord of the Rings and some of those types of projects that blend a lot of those different elements together, and just the amount of magic that you can get that's out of that. Just compare Lord of the Rings to The Hobbit, and you can see that there's way more believability and way more emotional investment that you find with Lord of the Rings than you do with The Hobbit trilogy. And so that's something that's really important to us. So if you guys want to go follow us over on Twitter over at Epic Verse Studios, and we also have a YouTube channel as well. So you can go follow us and subscribe to us over there, because we have a lot of awesome stuff in the works, and I'm very excited to show you guys some of what we've been working on sooner, hopefully, rather than later. So it's going to be awesome. So
look at like the original Jurassic Park, what they did with the T-Rex. That was a lot of animatronic work and stuff. Like there was obviously CGI scenes, but the work that they put into that to make it look as like scary as possible for the movie and stuff like that, I thought was just incredible. And you just don't see puppeteering as much anymore. And actually so I know a lot of people get on the Jurassic World series for having more CGI, but they did really use a lot of animatronics and puppets in those movies, like more than you would think. And I applaud them for doing that. Like they actually did stick kind of to those roots, and they use some of those things. And I think that's cool, because a lot of filmmakers just don't use them, like use practical effects like that as much anymore. And it just takes away from it. It's like, even if the puppet doesn't look completely real, I like that they're using the puppet. Like I like that they're using animatronics. It's so
I have a much easier time forgetting that a puppet is a puppet than forgetting that CGI is CGI.
Yes.
Well, you can see like bad CGI looks so bad. It's like it's almost like offensive to the eyes when it looks really bad.
I mean, because it's it's something that's not actually there, and so it's way harder to pull that off than it is for even just having like something that's actually like physically there that you can see, that's actually in the scene.
Well, and like how like people have talked about that, like even with Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian with Grogu, like people have talked about how like it's so cool because like it's a puppet that they build. Yeah. It's like animatronic and stuff, and so it's like you're acting alongside something that's real instead of like a little green tennis ball.
Yeah, right.
And it just adds so much more to it. And I think at the end of the day, it helps actors perform better because they know they're acting across from something that they can like see and visualize and everything, and that's really cool. So it's really neat when people do that.
Christopher Arcella, thank you for the $2 super chat. Oh, by the way, I sent an email to your Epic Verse about art. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate that. We are looking into all of that. We have a lot of exciting things going on with the art side, and there's been a lot of talented people that have been sending their art our way. So I'm very excited to start working on that with some of you guys. So thank you so much for everyone who's been sending that to us. And then Boomer Stick himself, the editor behind the Epic Verse podcast, absolute legend. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Confession time. I never watched Rise of Skywalker because Ryan Johnson tricked me into watching The Last Jedi. I watched The Last Jedi because of J.J. Abrams' dumb mystery box BS that ended my interest in Disney's Star Wars.
Yeah,
that is very fair.
The mystery box.
Shame on you.
Yes, I mean,
shame on me.
I was Lost the first thing that he did where he kind of was using that trope.
He's that's kind of his philosophy to write in general.
I mean, it is, but I wonder if Lost was like the first thing that, because of just how well that was received and how powerful of a movement and impact that had. I wonder if he's just kind of like
Lost
stuck to
wasn't well received though. People hate the ending of that show.
I'm talking about like the early seasons though.
Yeah, and even with that, Lost is still considered one of the Lost is still considered one of the greatest TV shows ever made.
I adore Lost. I think I even love the ending. Like I think that whole show is incredible.
Lost had me completely just hooked the entire time. Like it was
the entire time.
Amazing.
I think that's I genuinely think that's J.J. Abrams' best work.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah. So
I think it was Lost that was the first time he used that.
Yeah. And that was like that had such a huge reception. So or maybe that's just the way that he writes, and maybe it was just like that was kind of like his lightning in a bottle moment sort of, and then
but also that's also not Star Wars. Like just because it works with one thing doesn't mean it works with everything else.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like you can't take the same writing approach, especially when it's a fan favorite property that's been around for so many years. You can't necessarily take. I love when people do their own thing, but I also there's certain lines you can't necessarily cross when you're doing something like that because it's probably not going to be as well received as you want it to be. So I'm all for expressing the creativity and what you want to do, but for something like Lost works a lot better than it does for Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So
have you ever seen Lost, Dan?
No, I didn't, but I couldn't stop hearing about it.
Yeah,
couldn't stop hearing. I remember I was in the army when it was on, and like everyone was just talking about Lost.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was huge. I didn't watch until only like I think I watched it about 5 years ago now.
That's around when I watched it too.
Yeah, and I was just like
streaming somewhere.
Blown away.
It might be. Let's check. I'll look it up.
It was on Netflix, I think, when I watched it, but I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. So
it is on Amazon Prime for free.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, Lost is definitely one that I recommend. So
freaking great show.
Yeah. Clag House of Grilka, thank you for the $10 super chat. The Last Jedi gave me stomach aches, and 4 years of regular army duty food never had a stomach ache. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you for the $10 super chat. And The Last Jedi was not a good time. So
garbage.
Totally agree with that. Darth Broly, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey guys, get on Jeremy for not having you all on TNME lately. A lot of people hate on Jar Jar, but the Ewoks are way worse. Ewoks are like pretty bottom of the barrel. Like that's pretty bad. Wasn't he going to make them Wookiees? Wasn't that kind of the idea?
No, they were going to be a different species, but they were supposed to be bigger, and he thought, they're too similar to Wookiees, so he made them smaller.
Gotcha. He should have just made. Why didn't he just make them Wookiees? Like that would have been way cooler.
That's a great question, Josiah.
I don't know.
I guess he wanted something for the kids. I don't know.
Well, that's a lot of. So there's a lot of narrative. If you, Lawrence Kasdan talks about this, but a lot of people that were working with George, when he saw the numbers for the merch in the, Empire Strikes Back. Took me a second to remember that one. When he saw the numbers for that, they said it changed everything of how he looked at Star Wars, and he started looking at it like, how can we add things in to sell more merch? that became like a huge motivator for him. I don't think it completely corrupted the vision, but you can see how it affected. Let me put, unique characters into like iconic characters into things like freaking Jar Jar Binks and whatever. You could tell that there was an attitude of like, how can we pander to certain audiences going after that? So
yeah.
Oh, but come on, there's a part when an Ewok dies and the other Ewok goes there and pokes him. Don't you feel bad seeing that?
No, I wish they all died.
I thought, wow. Josiah just wants to commit mass genocide of the Ewoks.
No,
I really, even as a kid,
even
as a kid, I didn't like the Ewoks. I was like, why are
you know how Anakin killed all the younglings? That's what I want to do to Ewoks. So.
That's a little far. Wow.
And even Jar Jar never bothered me that much because first I was watching the Portuguese dub and I discovered that most of what people don't like about Jar Jar has to do with his voice, because his voice on the Portuguese dub is not that bad.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that annoying.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. I posted something the other day. Let me see if I find it. I posted the Portuguese dub for Darth Vader.
Oh, okay.
Episode 5, and he tells Luke that his father, and it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
Really?
Let me see if I find it here.
And
that was the Darth Vader voice. That was the Darth Vader voice that I grew up with.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's kind of cool. I still think that the whole Jar Jar being like the ultimate Sith Lord is still like one of the best.
That was the absolute best. That is the best Star Wars theory. Absolutely.
I still freaking hate that theory so much.
No, there is so much good evidence for why he is. Like, if you ever watch someone break down canonically why Jar Jar is actually
I've seen it, and I didn't like it.
I was like, oh my gosh, this makes sense.
Incredible.
I've seen it, and I still didn't like it.
Like, you watch it, I was half expecting, I was like, if they really want to just completely meme this new trilogy, I was half expecting them to bring back Darth Jar Jar and the Rise of Skywalker. It would have made that movie
I would have had
so
much more respect for them if they did that.
Oh, it's so good. There were literally people spectating with the trailer.
Yes, yeah, it was so funny.
Good.
Kevin Avenin, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. If you want to have your mind blown, listen to the mashup of Time, Hans Zimmer, and YMCA, Village People. I lost my mind listening. Artist
Time is from
Neil... What?
Time's from Inception, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's an Inception track.
Hans Zimmer is just a...
I'm like a freaking Hans Zimmer student. That man's amazing.
Yeah, I
love him.
I love Hans Zimmer's work for sure.
So good.
Dan, who are some of your favorite film composers?
Yeah. Man, Hans Zimmer, John Williams, those are the two that I love the most. But I don't really pick up a lot of composers like by themselves. I look at individual compositions more, and stuff like the soundtrack for Conan the Barbarian, top notch, and the soundtrack for all 3 Lord of the Rings, top notch,
so good.
Yeah, Howard Shore, man, I love those guys.
Phenomenal.
Lord of the Rings has some of the most just emotionally powerful music ever.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's something about it. Yeah, maybe it's because those movies are brilliant, but the music just by itself is like, I don't know. There was one time I was listening to a track from there called Even Star. I think it's from The Two Towers. I think it's one of the most beautiful pieces of music ever. I listened to that, and I thought up an entire story idea just listening to that music. Like, that's how inspirational it is, I feel like.
Yeah, one of my dreams, not dreams, one of my goals, one day I want to do that. I want to make an album, a heavy metal tribute to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack,
that would be rad.
Including the songs that have lyrics, so I can actually sing them. But I also want to make heavy metal arrangements of the themes. And,
that would be awesome. That'd be so
cool. Movies. Yeah, I would love to release an album of that.
That'd be
so
rad. There you go.
This is the Portuguese. You said the Portuguese dub
or Brazilian Portuguese dub.
Okay, interesting. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, there's no sound.
Oh, why is there no sound?
Do you have Twitter muted, possibly?
It shouldn't. I don't think so. That's weird.
Yeah, the video has sound.
I'll let you figure that out. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear mine.
Really? Let me see.
Yeah,
Maybe it's on my
hear
end
it.
here.
I can't hear it.
Is there a setting here that?
I don't know.
Here, send me like the link to it, and I'll pull it up and see if it works.
Oh well, let's give it to fans. Josiah.
Because
it's literally in our private chat, bro.
Is it okay? All right.
Yeah, it is.
Let me grab it here.
Wow, Josiah. I'm just kidding.
I don't look at the private chat. I'm too busy looking at the actual chat.
Yeah,
all those
Look at that.
people.
I love that. That was beautiful. That was such
well
great...
played.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this pulled up here. Dan Vasc. All right. All right.
Eu nunca me unirei a você. Você devia conhecer o poder do lado sombrio.
Oh, wow.
Obi-Wan nunca lhe disse o que aconteceu com seu pai. Ele me disse o suficiente. Que foi você que matou ele. Não. Eu sou seu pai.
That's awesome.
No! It's pretty cool, right?
That is awesome. Yeah, that is actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's
the Darth Vader voice that I grew up with.
Okay, nice. That's really cool. Yeah, he does a great job there.
Yeah.
It's really, really ominous. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig that. I really dig that.
Wouldn't be a bad Vader to grow up with.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always
Chuck, hit me up, man. Hit me up. By the way, I just want to give I don't know if he wants me to or not, but Chuck is I just want to give him a shout out because he is someone that is kind of become my personal IT man when it comes to my computer stuff, and he does a phenomenal job, and I appreciate everything that he's done with helping me get stupid computer issues figured out. So super awesome. So Dan,
damn,
this is time to get a little bit serious here. All right.
Oh my.
Because I just want to know what's your background with music? Like, what got you interested in music, excited about music? What made you just want to really start to dive into that world?
Man, I always like to sing, and there are recordings like that my parents did of me with a tape recorder of me singing, trying to sing before I was able to speak the words, and I was trying to make similar sounds to the words in order to sing, but I couldn't speak, so it was it was funny, but I always enjoyed it. And a lot of people mistake that for talent. I don't think that is talent. That is enjoying it, because I don't really believe in talent. I believe in enjoying things, and you enjoy doing those things enough to be able to tolerate the gruesome work and man hours that you need to put in order to be good at those things. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in talent. I believe in skill. So I always enjoyed that. It's something I would do for free. And because it's something I would do for free, I did it for free for many years. And I think that's what enabled me to get good at it.
Wow.
Just keep doing it. But yeah, I just always enjoyed it. Always enjoyed it.
Awesome.
My first musical instrument was a harmonica. My father gave it to me, and I would play that around the house and annoy everybody with it. And
that's
like,
great.
Yeah, on the bus to school, I would go the entire way singing and annoying everybody.
That's so great.
So yeah,
that's awesome. That
was always something that I enjoyed very much. I would take a tape recorder and record my favorite themes from my favorite cartoons on TV, and I would record it from the TV in real time. So I had to know the time that the show was starting in order to start recording, so I could hear it on my father's car on the cassette player. So yeah, it was always something that I loved. that I
That's
love
really
very
cool.
much.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
do you like musical films? Like, do you like musicals?
Some. I
Uh-huh.
love the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Yes.
that's
That seems like the most Dan movie ever. Like,
You mean like? Do you mean the stage musical or like the movie that was released with like
the
Gerard Butler?
movie from
I
2003, I
think
believe.
is that
like
that's
the,
one with
the
Gerard
most
Butler, I
recent
think,
one.
right?
Exactly. I
Yeah,
love that
I think
one.
that's that one.
I
It is
I
good.
music's
think it-
awesome.
Yeah, it's the most cinematic one because the old one it's on a stage. It's very Broadway like,
Mhm.
and
It's just classic. Yeah.
Exactly, it's more classic Broadway. And the newest one, they translated that into something more cinema like,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
I loved it. I loved
you
it, and I
seen,
have several covers on my channel from music
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Nice.
that
That's
musical.
awesome. Mhm.
Have you seen Les Miserables? Like the 2012
No, not that one.
movie? I think
Never saw that one.
never saw that one. Okay.
I hear only good things about it.
Yeah. Oh, the music from that story is beautiful, but the music is incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
I
Well, I
also
mean,
grew up with Disney movies like
Yeah.
full. There are half of them are practically musicals and,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muppet movies. I
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like Muppet Treasure Island. I know
yes.
all of the
dude.
music. That's Hans Zimmer, by the way.
mhm.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Frick,
Not the
yes.
lyrics, not the actual songs.
No, but the music.
and
Right.
but the
music.
orchestras and
Right.
the
Dan's my
Right,
best
yeah.
friend now.
I love all those classic Muppet movies. Like, they're so good. Treasure Island is
Yeah.
probably the best. Christmas Carol is pretty phenomenal too.
Christmas
but-
Carol's pretty great.
Yeah, but
But they have
man,
that one really bad song in it, and it was so bad that they cut it out of the now when it's on anywhere else you find it. The
Oh really? Which
love
song
song?
is that?
there's a love
the
song
love
between
song.
Scrooge
Okay.
and his girlfriend.
That's right.
Yeah, and it
Yep,
was in the
yep.
old theatrical cut, and they cut it out of the movie, so you can't it's not
Oh,
in the movie
that's
anymore
funny. Wow.
because kids didn't like it,
Wow.
and I hated it. And I
Yeah,
remember,
Yeah,
I remember showing my
Oh.
kids the movie, and we got to that song, and I was
Mike.
like, oh no,
that's
What?
so.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yes,
Dude,
this
that's
is the
awesome.
PC game.
I didn't even know they had a PC game. All right,
It's
I'm
a
gonna look this
point
up.
and click adventure for Windows 95.
Gosh.
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
That's
dude.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Pretty awesome.
That's
Yeah,
so
dude.
funny because I remember whenever I would get to that song, Mike, I would like fast forward the video
Yes.
cassette. Like,
Every time. I didn't even know this was a game. I need to
It's 'cause
find
it
this
sucks.
game now.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like
Um,
a point and click, and they recorded like the actual actors and the puppeteers. They shot scenes only exclusively for that game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow,
There's
interesting.
Yeah.
3 discs. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm so pumped for this. I'm gonna
it's,
find
it's
this.
fully voice acted.
I'm
Really?
so
That's
freaking
Yeah, and
excited right now.
it's all exclusive for the game.
Wow.
There are no movie scenes in there. It's
Wow.
all
That's amazing.
exclusive for the game.
That's pretty
I'm
crazy.
so
Wow.
freaking pumped right now, Dan.
You know,
Oh my
Dude, you
gosh.
need to
Mike
play
just
it.
found his next
It's
game
awesome.
to stream.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna
that's
stream
Mike's
this.
next stream right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, stream it in one
Um,
go.
That's
I just saw
awesome.
somebody left in the comments. They said that the guy that does Darth Vader's voice in Brazilian Portuguese also does Master Chief in Halo for
Oh, that's
Portuguese
cool.
dub. That's pretty awesome.
I didn't know that.
Imagine
Awesome.
having that iconic of a voice. You play Master Chief and Darth Vader. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
like, think
what
about
I
it, it's like-
know, something I know that he does, that actor does, is the voice of Long John Silver on Muppet Treasure Island.
what?
Yeah, the
No.
Darth Vader guy. Yeah.
Holy!
Oh
crap.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
all full
crazy.
circle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking excited right now. Like you guys have no wow.
Wow. That's really cool.
My
Damn.
god.
I gotta ask. Okay. Do you have your whalebone available?
It's here.
What are you talking
Right
about? It's right
Oh, it's
behind
right
him.
there. I didn't even see it. All right. Can you? Okay. So, you talked about this on bragging rights, but can you kind of like
Yes.
give the story behind this massive vertebrae that you have
Right.
just sitting in your lawn chair?
Massive bone.
In my 1,000 parts chair. Yeah. It was like, yeah, it's the chair of 1,000 farts
That's amazing.
with a giant whalebone on it. I was with my family hanging out on this beach, on a very secluded beach where we have sort of a cottage home on southeastern Brazil. And it's like, it's not a desert beach, but it's like semi-desert. I think that's the expression. There's very few people there. The town has like a thousand people max. And we were walking on the beach, and I tripped on this weird rock. And I was like, "Oh, what was that?" And it's like, it's white. Oh, how interesting. What is this? And I started I tried to figure out what it was, and I started digging around it, and oh my god, this is huge. What is this? Some sort of bone. And then I was used to finding bones on the beach because there was sort of what is the name of the place where they kill the cattle? Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
Okay, yeah. Right.
There was a slaughterhouse right near the beach, and they would sometimes throw bones in the ocean, stuff like that, and sometimes they would trip on giant femurs, cow femurs, some stuff like that. And I was pretty much used to finding bones on the beach, but I was like, this is no cow bone, or
right.
This is something else. And I dig it up, and this is amazing. This is like this could be from a dinosaur or something. And I just
that's so good. I love that.
Under much protest from my parents, took it home.
Wow, it's amazing.
So, how do you know it's from a whale?
It's
well, no, that's what I'm saying.
My guess is as good of yours. My guess is as good as of yours. What is it?
I don't know.
What else could it be?
Yeah, Ben, what is that?
I don't freaking know, dude.
I know it's
Wild.
a vertebrae. I know how a vertebrae looks like.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But
It's got to be.
if it's not from a whale, it's from a dinosaur.
Imagine if it was from a
It's got to be
dinosaur.
one or the other. Like, there's nothing else it could be.
You
From
should
a
just tell
dragon.
people you should just tell people it's a dinosaur vertebrae because they're not gonna know the difference.
I wonder if there's a way you could get like tested, like its DNA
Yes.
or something.
Oh, that's probably yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
should.
I would be so interested to hear what it actually is. You know,
They're
what
like,
I mean?
it's a
agree.
whale bone, and he's like,
But like
exactly
like,
what I thought it was.
They could tell you. They could tell you most likely what it's from, though. Like that's the cool part. Is they could probably tell you.
I'm very interesting to know its age.
Yeah, they could. They could tell you an
That's
age. They
awesome.
could probably tell you even like the species of whatever. If it is a whale, they could probably tell you that too.
Especially knowing how
Yeah.
like it was buried and you had to dig it up, so it's had to have been there for a while. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Speaking of-
interesting because there were no other whale bones around, or maybe they were buried there deep in the sand. But
That's
there were
crazy.
not.
Yeah.
There was nothing else there.
That's crazy.
Maybe someone. I don't know. Someone threw it there.
See,
They're like hiding it. They're like, oh, I gotta hide this whale vertebrae. They dug it up. Nobody will ever
But,
find
like-
it here.
but like from this angle though, like it does look like it belongs to a dinosaur skeleton. From like this angle,
That'd
it
be
kind of
pretty
looks
dope.
like it.
But I
Yeah.
don't think dinosaur skeletons survive like as the actual
As
bones,
well. Yeah,
right?
no.
No.
Yeah.
It's the minerals and
They're
the stuff
fossilized.
that's around them.
Well,
that
if unless dinosaurs lived longer than we think.
Yeah.
Dan found a dead dinosaur. Yeah.
I mean,
Dan?
think about it. Dan, did you? Okay, so this is something that we kind of talk about with our Epic Verse podcasts a lot. Okay, we're gonna kind of dive into a little bit of stuff here. So,
Right.
have you ever like looked into the evidence of like ancient civilizations interacting with dinosaurs before?
no, never heard of that.
Okay, it's actually pretty crazy. So there's
Humans
stuff all over-
interacting with dinosaurs?
Yes, there's
Yeah.
stuff all over the world about it. So there's like people that have like have you ever heard of the what are they called, the Incan stones? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Inca stones, I think.
Inca
yeah.
stones.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Okay.
I know about the Incans.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. Let me see if I can find a picture of it here actually. And And then obviously like there's some other crazy things around the world, like there's a church that's over in Europe somewhere that has a thing that looks like a stegosaurus that is part of its like wall as well. So there's a lot of actually pretty crazy stuff about this. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's awesome.
Real quick,
yeah.
while you're looking this up,
Yep.
The poll for should Ben watch Conan is finished. 205 votes. 79% of the people said yes.
All right, Ben, it's happening.
You're watching it.
It's happening.
You punk bitch. You got caught. You got to watch it now.
Epic First reacts to Conan the Barbarian.
Well,
You
they already know
cannot
we
watch
love
a single episode more of anything Disney Star Wars without watching Conan.
it. Come on
first.
now, Dan. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so right here, I can tell you right now that the one on the right here looks like a Senoceratops, and then the one in the back looks like a Stegosaurus, but I'm not sure.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this one with the little horns right here, that's almost like a perfect from what they believe a Sinoceratops or Senoceratops to look like. With the little like winged back like head crown looking thing. That's really cool. And then this one almost looks like a like some kind of like Brontosaurus or something, maybe an Apatosaurus right here on the left.
So
But
this
Ben
this
is
one
our
very old.
resident dinosaur expert. So
Yeah,
What were you
I
saying,
do.
Dan?
I'm addicted to
This stone
dinosaurs.
is supposed to be very old. That's
Yes.
the
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
actually
thing.
proven
But-
to be really old. Yeah.
But
And
the cool-
they have like these Inca stones that have all sorts of things. It's not just dinosaurs. Like they have some that show like the culture back then of the Incans. It shows like them having like doing like surgeries, different like head surgeries and things like that. And it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah,
look into the Inca stones because it's pretty crazy.
And what I think is so interesting is that most scientists believe that dinosaurs never once existed with human beings in the same place. So it's like to see anything like this, like on a cave wall or on a stone, is really like most people just probably disregard it. But like that looks very similar to like dinosaur fossils and like skeletons we found today.
Yeah.
And so it's like I there's got to be some believability there, you know?
that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
pretty
like
crazy.
You want to hear something really crazy, Dan? This
we
is
love
really
stuff
cool.
like this. This is like
This
our
is gonna tie-
this-
this is going to tie into what we just talked about with your whalebone. Did you know that
No,
whales
don't. No.
and hippos
Oh my gosh.
are actually
Oh
genetic
my.
cousins?
You're
He's
muted.
muted.
I'm muted. Unmute me, you bastard. You can't silence the truth, Dan. Whales and hippos are genetic first cousins. They have a common ancestor back from dinosaur time that was like a land whale, and they split off. And hippos and whales, according to science, are first cousins.
All right, I need to make a poll about this. We're gonna let the chat decide if that's
The
true or
chat
not.
can say whatever it wants to. Listen, it's the science. Go, you can look.
Oh
it up.
yeah, trust the experts, right?
They're both fat.
They're both fat.
And-
Exactly. They
and
swim in the
big.
water. They're big. Yeah.
Hold on, I got to make a poll.
I like
poll
that
about
Dan
this.
immediately was like, I can see it. Dan has
You
an
know
open
something
mind.
else interesting about hippos? They actually kill more people in Africa than lions.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, what?
Dan!
About what? Hippos?
Hippos kill
Yeah.
more people in
Yes,
Africa
it's true.
Yes, because the
yeah.
than
hippos literally
lions
have
and
it out
than
for blood.
crocodiles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Yep.
hippos are one of the most dangerous creatures on the planet, and people don't realize it.
Yeah,
Like hippos
they're all
literally
fatty and cute, and that
Oh yeah,
they're not
yeah.
though. Like that's the
No.
thing is hippos are literally
not.
killing machines.
They're one of the most dangerous creatures on the planet. Like,
Yeah.
Baby hippos are cute. Okay.
Okay, but a baby hippo could still probably murder you.
but
What
you
is
know
the
it's gonna
story
grow up
about
into a
that guy?
murderer.
That what is the story about that guy that raised a baby hippo and
Yes. Yeah.
one day decided to kill him?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that story.
Yep.
Um,
No,
He killed
like
the guy.
literally,
The guy's dead.
literally, yeah, literally, the hippos will do that. Like they just
drowned
choose
him.
that
They
they want to
drowned
murder
him.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name is Maurice Ellis. He described the pet hippo as like a son.
Wow,
Yeah, your
that's
son killed
pretty.
him.
And he got murdered by his
Yeah, he
so-called
lived-
son.
Come on,
He
you can't
lived
tell
with
me
it.
that's not cute. That's pretty adorable.
Yeah.
That's pretty cute.
His
that
name
was
was
just born,
Yeah.
right?
that was like just
Yeah, it's
It
still
must-
wet.
It must stink. Yeah, it must stink.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is like, so yeah, the guy has like, there's pictures of this guy hugging the hippo and petting it. He called it
Yeah.
Humphrey.
Riding
and
it?
came to his calls, and he used to ride it. He brushed
Yeah.
the hippo's teeth, and then he said, "Yeah, he's dangerous, but I trust him. I swim with him, everything." And then one day, it was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna
Hippo
bite you, bro."
murdered him.
Yeah.
Dude,
They bought
for
him,
real
bit him
though, like
7
Man.
times.
hippos are
That's
freaking
crazy.
cold-blooded murderers. They do not give a crap about anything. Like
I
I
people,
think it
especially.
did. It did bite him, and then
Mhm.
it brought him to the water and drowned
And
him.
drowned him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 10 anime betrayals right there.
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
sure.
But like
Somebody's-
the only validity I can give to Mike's point is that to me, hippos remind me very much of orcas in terms of what they do and how they behave.
their
It's the-
assholishness. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the only validity I can give there at all is they're similar to something else,
Fortunately-
something in the ocean.
hippos
that's
don't
it.
care about your validity, Ben. Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna go up to a hippo and tell
Hippos
it
don't
no?
care about your feelings. They'll just murder
Yeah.
you anyway.
Yeah,
All
They
right.
don't care.
I got
People
to
don't
read
care
this
about your
out.
feelings.
All right. We got a over on Streamlabs donations. We have a $159.37
cow. Is
donation.
it from Jay Schwalbach?
It is from Jay Schwalbach, the man himself, the absolute legend.
That's amazing.
Jay Schwalbach, thank you so much. I don't know if you're still in the stream or not, but you are so awesome, and I appreciate you so much. And I am glad that I got this set up so that you can donate without having to, have part of it go to Mama Susan there. And this is what Jay Schwalbach asked. I have questions. How low does Disney stock need to get before they really start eating their own? That's
a
his
really
first
great
question.
What do you mean by eating their
Like
own?
turning on their own people and
Right.
like course correcting.
Which they already
Right.
kind of are, because you have Bob Chapek, who just fired Peter Rice, I think his name is, who was a guy who was ahead of one of the departments, but Bob Chapek started to have fears that he was going to take his job, so he fired him
Wow.
just this past week. So there's
Insane.
already some of that starting to happen. It's pretty insane. And
I gotta real quick. I'm sorry.
What?
Jan Hammer just said hippos swim in their own crap and eat it. I just
What?
love that they swim in their own crap and they eat it. But I love that that's a point against hippos. Apparently, it's like they swim in their own shit and they just eat it. Like, yeah, I'm like, okay.
So I mean,
Oh,
it's
man.
already starting to happen a little bit, Jay Schwalbach, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But he continues and he says, Dan V, if my wife and I came to your country, would you be willing to show us around? I'd pay.
Yeah, you want me to pay to show you around? You don't need to.
Yeah, he'll.
Just-
Yeah.
He'll
Hold
do
on,
it for
this-
free.
Now that's a really nice way of approaching, because I really want to, if you're comfortable talking about this, Dan, I really want to hear this story. You posted on Twitter the other day. Don't come to my house.
Dude.
Don't be
Yeah.
a crazy fan. And I
Yeah,
want to
what
know
happened?
first, has this happened before? And also, then if you feel comfortable talking about it, what happened? Like,
Yeah, there's just this. I don't want to give too much details about
Okay.
it because the situation's not completely resolved yet.
gotcha.
But yeah, it's just this crazy chick follow me around town, man.
Wow.
It's pretty
And just
creepy.
followed you back to your house.
Yeah, it's like that. She knows where I live.
That's
Oh,
She
wow.
knows
crazy.
where I live, and I got people who know her showing me like screenshot conversations of she comparing Instagram posts and pictures. There's his house. I
Really?
know it. Look at the windows. This is the same
No
window.
way.
That sort of stuff.
Wow.
And yeah, creepy stuff. Creepy
That is
stuff.
Has that ever happened to you before?
No, never.
Wow.
That's wild.
Never. But is she hot?
I guess he's asking the important
Well.
questions.
these are the important questions here.
Yeah, like I told this I told this story to Ryan. The first thing he says like "fuck her" and be done with it.
Oh wow!
Of course, Ryan would say that. Of course, Ryan would say that. That's such a Ryan thing to say.
Yes,
That's
it
so
is.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just nuts to think somebody's like, "Hey, I'm gonna figure out where you live, and I'm gonna follow you around."
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a mixture of being flattered and scared and creeped out, but and also feeling that wow, surreal. I'm just a regular kid from Brazil that decided to buy a microphone and to do what he loves. And that's the sort of that's a part of the dream that you don't really think much about.
Yeah.
And then when it happens, it's like, yeah,
You're like,
I guess it's part of the package now.
The whole chat right now is just like, yeah, just effort, do it.
Well, and other people said she's obviously not hot if Dan's not okay with it.
yeah. That's
Like,
also
that
a
makes
good point.
sense.
That's a good point.
But like also I don't care like what a person looks like. If they're like encroaching upon my privacy and like getting in that's not okay.
Yeah,
like,
not
it's,
okay.
It's
dude.
not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. It doesn't matter. Like, don't come near me or my family.
Obviously we poke fun, but don't follow people that you like home. Don't stalk them on Instagram and figure out what their house looks like. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
But if you see me on the street, on the grocery store or something like that, come and say hi and ask me for a selfie. I'll be happy to take a selfie with you. I love that. I love
just
that.
don't follow you home. That's weird.
Just
It's like, it's good
exactly.
to encourage. It's good to encourage like positive interactions with someone who might be a fan, but like once it gets to that level of like creepy in terms of just like stalking and following, it's just like,
as Ben says that with like
don't do that.
The dark lights pointing above his
head.
It's okay.
Stalking people.
I asked the chat earlier if Ben looks like a serial killer, and everyone was like, "Yeah," like almost the entire chat.
Yeah.
By the way, Jay Schwabach, his message isn't done here. So we're going to continue, and he says, "Epic Mike, same question, Ben. I still have to know. So Epic Mike, he's asking the same question as Dan Vasc. Would you be willing to show him around? If he came to, I don't know where Jay Schwabach lives. Does he live in the United States or does he live somewhere else?
I don't know.
Great question.
So
because either he wants to know if you can show him around Michigan, or he wants you to show him around the United States.
Well,
which
I mean,
which to be fair, most people who don't live in the United States have no idea how big it is.
Yeah.
Like
well,
they have
thing.
no
If you don't
concept
live in the United
of how large it is.
States, me showing you around is going to take a very long time, and you do not want to spend that much time around me. And if you're coming to Michigan, I will say this: there is nothing very interesting here that you will find fascinating. You'll be like, "This is it."
Like, that's not true.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that entirely.
If you are a nature person, there's a lot here.
If you're a nature person, you go like, "Cool, look at these
northern
trees."
I am a big nature guy, so
we have
I love it
fucking
here
trees here. I
will
say
the
beaches
Great
are gorgeous.
Lakes. We have
That's
the Great
true.
Lakes. The beaches around the Great Lakes.
The Great Lakes are literally
the Upper
iconic.
Peninsula. The Upper Peninsula
but that's the
is
thing.
gorgeous.
I don't want to go look at that stuff with a stranger.
Okay, but that stuff's iconic, and like the
I
upper
will take you to the beach, and I will leave you there at the beach.
Just like you just like trudge through like the woods to get to the
you
beach.
give them
and
a
you're both
ride.
just standing there, just standing there on the beach, just looking at it. Yep.
Not only that, Northern Michigan is amazing, and I know Mike doesn't drink, but craft beer here in Michigan, they go hard with craft beer. It is arguably some of the best craft beer in the United States.
Hear about this damn beer.
The beer
Not these two. In Michigan, they're some of the most pretentious a-holes about their beer.
That's because they care about it.
I mean, we have validity behind it because we make like the best craft beer out there. Like we are like the kings of beer.
I've had a lot of craft beer from a lot of different states. And Detroit's another place that you should go because it's an iconic city.
Okay, I will say downtown Detroit is beautiful.
Downtown Detroit is gorgeous.
Yes. Outside of that, there's not.
It's a city,
you know.
But Detroit has.
Yeah, but hold on. Hold on.
Okay, no.
You said it like you said it very dismissively. Like I've been to other cities, and some of them there's cities, and then there's Detroit, and I love parts of Detroit, and other parts of Detroit you go, I shouldn't be here.
I love downtown Detroit. I
but
really
downtown,
do.
but downtown Detroit is iconic. Like
yes,
it
yes.
really is. Like it's such an important part of Michigan's history, but also like the history of the United States because like Ford is downtown Detroit. Like,
and honestly, it was the government that effed up Detroit. So
that is very true, but it doesn't make it any less.
But
effed up.
I mean, I guess those people did get voted by the people, so it's still the people's
fault.
But,
so to be like, so in other words, there's a lot of cool things to see in Michigan. You just have to know where to look.
Yeah, but then like if you go to like something, okay, maybe a Red Wings game, that would be cool. You're like, oh wow, because you guys are good at this. Like a Lions game, we're bad at football.
We're not talking about sports, Mike.
I'm just saying, if you want to go to, I mean, like, what other events are there to go to in Michigan?
There's a lot. Like I said,
Michigan is surrounded by more coastline than any other state.
There you go. A lot of water.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we have beautiful water. Beautiful water.
That is true.
I think we're surrounded by what, 3 of the Great Lakes?
We can go swim in basically something that looks like an ocean and there's no salt in it.
Yes, exactly. And no sharks trying to kill you.
And no sharks, no jellyfish.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Nice. So I mean, we have
like that means nothing to me.
It's like the Amazon River. The Amazon River.
Okay, I am terrified of the Amazon River because you have those little worm things that swim up your
worm
penis.
Things that
yes. I'm terrified of that.
You got to worry about caimans. Yeah. You got to worry about
how do you not let that happen?
Just don't get near the river.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Well, I think that's really smart. That's the best advice I've ever heard from anybody ever.
Mike,
like Australians will be like, "Come visit our country. Everything can kill you here." I had an Australian try to tell me, just don't go to like out in nature. Just stay in the cities. And I'm like, well, why would I want to come to your country then? You have kangaroos hopping across the street. Dan said, don't go in the river and you'll survive.
Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever seen that video of that guy punching the kangaroo that had his dog?
I saw.
No.
Wow.
You've never seen that video?
No.
The guy was
drunk.
The guy was a bit drunk.
Hold on.
That was badass.
It's amazing. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta find it.
Let's see here. We aren't finished with Jay Schwalbach's message here. He has one more thing he wants to say.
Damn.
He says, Ben, I still have no idea who you are.
That's fair. That's fair.
I love that Jay Schwalbach, like, I feel like he just hits numbers on his like keypad and then he just sends it. Like he just types his message out.
I love Jay Schwalbach. He's awesome. His messages are the best messages just because like they're so entertaining. They're so great. Nico Hammer, thank you for the $8 super chat, super sticker. Sorry. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So Ben, while you're looking up that video, Jay Schwalbach actually sent another donation. He says,
holy shit,
had to jump back in for a quickie. I would give a super chat if you could review Cannibal Woman in the Avocado Jungle of Death. Bill Maher and Whores when he was funny. Plus Lou Ferrigno. Hercules. Worst movie ever in Whores. Ben who?
Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death, 1989. All right, we're gonna have to review it.
I will. He says he would give a super chat if you would review it. So I will absolutely review that. With actually maybe Mike and I will get together and we'll like film a reaction of it or something. That'd be kind of fun.
I'll do it.
Yeah, do that.
Ben, did you find it yet?
Yeah, I sent you the link in the chat here.
All right,
it's the full video. You might have to skip a little ways, like halfway through it. But
all right. Yeah. Man punches a kangaroo in the face to rescue his
dog.
It's
so good.
All right, let's see. Where does it get to that part here?
Let's see here.
I found it. Okay.
Get to it gets narrated. So get to like
I got to 26 seconds in.
Don't pee while in the river.
Go to 20 seconds. About 20 seconds in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get this pulled up here.
That's it.
Yeah.
He has hold of the dog, not the other way around. As Greg runs in, we realise this could get dangerous.
He straight up squares up with that thing. The kangaroo was like shocked.
He's like, what?
We're not sure what's going on here, but the room has the.
The kangaroos like
and kangaroos are
disbelief.
like kangaroos are literally kangaroos are literally so dangerous too. Like that thing could slice his throat open with its
Yeah,
its
they have
claws.
claws. Yeah.
With its claws,
kid
but
can
like
straight
it's
up
so
kill a human
shook
being.
because
Dude,
it got punched
he
by
was
the guy.
so shocked. He didn't know what to do.
Man, that
He was like,
kangaroo
all right, come
was
at me, bro. And then he just got walloped and he's just like,
I can't believe you hit
Yes,
me.
that kangaroo is so jacked too. Like
yeah,
go back and watch
dude,
the kangaroo's
it's
just
so
jacked.
weird. That
He's
I've
buff.
seen so many
Yeah.
pictures and videos of these jacked kangaroos. And
Yeah.
it's really weird.
They're
They,
super
'cause
muscular.
they look like they almost have like human muscles, you know? Like they're
Yeah,
all
like
their
biceps,
really-
and
biceps are
everything. Yeah.
bulging and they have like these 6 packs and
Yeah, they box
crazy.
each other. Not only that, and then they kick each other. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
kid could kill a human.
yeah.
Dude,
Dude,
it's
that is
incredible.
one of the best videos I've ever seen in my
Isn't that
life.
amazing?
He just like goes up and bop.
Cracks him right in the face, dude. Yeah.
Chat's asking you to play it again.
All right, we'll play it again. We'll play it
And then
again.
he screams
That is
something at someone
amazing.
off
Oh my
screen.
God,
Yeah.
Probably
that
at
is
the dog.
so good. That is so good. All right, we'll start it right here.
Look, he pulled him right up and just. The kangaroo's like, I don't know what to do. Like,
what's going on here, but
He doesn't know what to do. He's just like, what?
he just walks away.
Man.
He was so ready for it before that too. He was like, "Oh man,
He wasn't
beat
expecting.
down." And then
He wasn't expecting the guy to actually hit him. He was just like,
That's amazing.
then he like looks over at the dog, like, "Did you just see what happened?"
Oh shit.
the
Oh
video's
my
pure gold.
gosh.
So I want to get serious again for a second now that we had a good laugh because
We have a fellow Australian, or not a fellow.
Oh.
We have an Australian in the chat. I've seen this happen. This can be dangerous. This man's a bloody legend. Watching from Australia. Thank you so much. Appreciate
That's
that.
amazing. We also had
Appreciate
Raging
that a
Rhino
lot.
in the chat earlier.
Oh,
Who
we
was
have
the one that
we
told
have
me?
lethal freaking lightning.
Oh, and Princess.
Oh,
so
snap.
Lethal Lightning
Okay.
and Raging Rhino both
So-
told me about this.
Apparently, this is how you draw Australians out of the woodwork. You have to show a kangaroo video, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, they like
start-
heard it. They could smell it. They're like,
They're like, kangaroo.
They could hear the outback calling him from above.
yeah, man.
We always appreciate the Australian love in the
Yes,
chat. So thank you so much,
Lethal
Lethal
everyone.
lightning.
Appreciate you
See,
all.
it was so funny because I did an Australian accent the other day, and what was his name? One of the guys in
Lyndon.
Mario Kart thought I had just gone Australian on him. It's like, who's this guy? And I was like, I'm from the outback, man.
I hate it so much.
That's pretty
My
good.
name's Lethal
It
Lightning.
is good. Well, I still hate
Australians, you need to rate Ben's Australian accent.
it. Yeah,
Lethal
we need to rate it
freaking
out.
Yeah.
lightning. Master
That
Chief.
accent is bad.
Freaking Halo show sucks.
Immediately.
I rated
No,
I don't think that's
8
an Australian.
snakes out of 2 kangaroos.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, Mike. What were you going to get
so
into?
I wanted to get a kind of serious question. This is one of our topics we wanted to get into,
Mhm.
and this is just a unique perspective. So, on your page, Dan, on your tag, you have first of all this badass like covered like your shoulder blades. You're looking all masculine and shit like that. But it says Dan Vasc, actual heavy metal, and this is something that as just creators, we've obviously seen in every space. In movies and television, writing, books, comics, all of our spaces, there's been an invasion of like wokeness and virtue signaling and all that stuff like that. And for you in metal, which like is one of the most hardcore musics ever, in your experience, have you seen like a softening of heavy metal? Have you seen people like straying away from like what made that kind of music so great and kind of get into like the same kind of woke culture? Or what does actual heavy metal mean for you?
Yeah, definitely there's been a distancing from what I believe actual heavy metal represents, what heavy metal is. Heavy metal is all about going against the trend, going against the mainstream, and that's nowadays, to me, in my opinion, is being definitely softened. and to the point that it's something extraordinary seeing a heavy metal singer saying something controversial. So, oh my God, a heavy metal singer said something offensive. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, back in the day, heavy metal singers were eating live bats on stage, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it was always about shocking people, not just for the sake of shocking, but for the sake of, hey, I am the master of my own destiny. I'm the captain of my own ship. Nobody tells me what to do. And it's the point of having like bands like Iron Maiden releasing albums with the title "The Number of the Beast," not because they are actually Satan worshippers, but because they wanted to shock the status quo of that time. They wanted to show that, hey, we don't care what you think of us. We will make fun of what you think of us. We will write songs like parodying what you fear. And that's what heavy metal is. And so, but now that spirit, that attitude was sort of lost. And I think it started to happen somewhat near the 2000s with the rise of grunge. Nothing against grunge music, but most of the grunge attitude revolved around a lot of self-pity and like depressed teenagers trying to, instead of overcoming their depression, trying to validate it and justify it.
Wow.
And that gave rise to a whole new movement, sort of known as nu metal. And that modern metal, the attitude of that more modern, more current day metal, I don't like it at all. Revolves around self-pity, revolves around victimization, and of course the wokies will take advantage of that, because that's what they're all about too. Victimization, self-pity, and justifying your faults instead of overcoming them.
Wow.
So yeah, you see heavy metal singers like trying to enforce political correctness, which is the most pathetic thing in the world. Heavy metal singers trying to call out other heavy metal musicians for not being politically correct. It's like it's clown world. It's like it's like a parallel dimension. It's backwards.
Well, it's funny because you say that because, you know, growing up as a kid, I mean, I wasn't around heavy metal a lot, but, you know, we were always taught like Ozzy Osbourne was like a Satan worshiper, and like they were like music was super evil and you can't listen to any of that stuff. And I remember as I got older, like a little bit older, and I heard I mean, the first song I ever heard by Black Sabbath was Iron Man, and I loved it. Like I love the drumming. I'm a drummer, and I love the drumming in that song. Like I loved it. I don't know if I could ever recreate it, but I loved the music. But the first time I heard War Pigs was like this massive revelation, because they're talking about how corrupt the government is, and they're talking about how like awful it is to like, you know, take advantage of young people, but they're also talking about like God judging these like corrupt politicians for what they're going to do. And I'm like, none of this sounds like a Satan worshiper. This sounds like a bunch of people just saying like, dude, the system fucking sucks, and like we can't let these people get away with being corrupt and evil. And I'm like, this is complete opposite of what we were taught this music was. It was like they actually were thinking and putting a thought into their lyrics. They weren't just saying, hey, let's be crazy and just say stupid stuff for no reason. There was like a purpose to the music. So it's just funny hearing that perspective of like that they've almost lost their edge, when that edge was what kind of got us free from a lot of things in the first place. Like bringing awareness to like the government and what the government's doing is like, that's what you should be doing. And now to hear like they've almost gone the opposite it's kind of embarrassing. So.
Yeah, it is. It is totally embarrassing. It's like it feels like a a play, a theater. It feels like you're an actor. Like you talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. You don't really live what you're singing about and what your music is supposed to be. And like the music itself suffers with it, because heavy metal, in my opinion, is first the attitude, then second the music. The attitude creates the music, and of course the music will suffer. Music will soften, and I don't mean like the actual weight of the music, the actual weight of the guitars, the super low tuned guitars. Like there is heavy metal that doesn't have guitars. Okay, that song from Conan, the Anvil of Kron, that is freaking heavy metal without guitars, man. The Ben-Hur soundtrack, that prologue theme, pum pum pum, bum 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 bum. That to me is heavy metal without guitars, man, because it brings up the attitude. It makes you like, if you're in a gym, you want to throw those weights up to the ceiling, and if you're I don't know, if you're waking up, you will not hit the snooze button at all while listening to that. It's something that inspires you to achieve, inspires you to do stuff, and that to me is heavy metal. It makes you want to slay dragons, not slit your freaking wrists. That's not heavy metal.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's great. That's a great description for sure.
Speaking real quick of heavy metal, Josiah, can you share my screen for a second?
Yes.
You got to explain this to me, Dan. What's this about?
That was World Environment Day.
You said Happy World Environment Day. I looked at that and I was like, that's amazing.
That is so good.
I'm like, that's so great. Like, of all the people,
that is freaking heavy metal right there. I love it. That's so good.
That's a property out of town that my family has. It's sort of a cottage home that my mother has, and we're trying to clean some land to build a road. So yeah, had to take that down. Had to take that tree down on World Environment Day.
I love it. It
was impressive. Yeah, Happy World Environment Day. Chopped the tree down. That's the thing. You didn't like them. I was telling I was like, he did it the most manly way possible. He just took his shirt off and cut it. Just chopped it down.
That was badass. That was so badass. I love it.
Yeah, because actually, if you use what is the name in English? The
chainsaw.
The chainsaw, like it's illegal to use chainsaws.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there are trees that are protected by the government.
Oh.
And you can even own a chainsaw without a license.
Wow. That's pretty insane.
It's funny because it's like the opposite here in Michigan. Like every other person I know owns a chainsaw. Yeah, I used to cut trees down for a living and like sell firewood and stuff for a living. So like chainsaws were like part of my daily life for a long time.
It's kind of like
that's awesome.
Yeah. Like there's people that are kind of in some of my circles that will literally like give their son like a chainsaw for like their 16th birthday or something, you know. Wow. It's like, all right, you've earned your chainsaw, good job.
It's a rite of passage.
Exactly.
Gets a chainsaw. Yeah, because in Brazil there's this thing about those trees that are almost like extinct and
okay.
The government wants to protect them. Not that as a libertarian I think that's justified. I do not. But yeah, it's just how it is.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
Let's see. Cooking with Ruthie. Thank you for the super chat. Ben, 10 out of 10. That was for your Australian accent. Ruthie, thank you so much for being here. Ruthie is our mod on the stream, and always
Ruthie's
appreciate
great.
her and everything that she does. So thank you so much, Ruthie. And then Ben Harvey, thank you for the $5 super chat. Talking about Australia being dangerous from a country with bears, wolves, mountain lions, and Democrats. Hypocrisy. Thy name is Epic Mike.
Hey, guess what? When was the last time you put on your shoe and there was a fucking mountain lion inside of it. When was the last time you stepped outside and touched a plant and it immediately fucking killed you? When was the last time you were swimming in the water and a giant fucking crocodile came out and ate you in the United States? It doesn't happen. So it's not hypocrisy that you go over to Australia and it rains fucking spiders over there for part of the year, and they just act like it's normal. They go, yep, look at that. That tree's covered in spiders. Oh, that tree's white and silver because, yeah, it's just covered in spider webs. It's totally fine. You know, no, listen. Australia is they lost a war to a bird. They lost a war to emus. And here's the thing, emus are extremely dangerous. I would rather run into a bear in America than run into an emu. I can run. You know what? Maybe the bear kills me, but it breaks my back in one swipe and I die. An emu disembowels me and I lay there bleeding out to death. A fucking kangaroo shows up, starts beating the shit out of my dog, and then kicks me across the room, and I have to lay there and die. Versus a bear, which will just eat my face off.
Covered in spiders.
Covered in spiders, exactly.
Yeah. I just want to point out,
not even that doesn't even get into the venomous snakes that they have.
None of the
exactly.
Or the fact that a koala bear is one of the dumbest creatures.
Oh
in the
yeah,
entire
so
animal
stupid.
kingdom.
Oh my goodness.
But here's the thing: they're also incredibly aggressive. So you can't even cuddle the stupid
and they have
thing.
STDs.
And they have chlamydia. Don't tell me that I'm a hypocrite. When's the last time you heard about a freaking lion going around mountain lion giving everybody chlamydia? You have it because it doesn't happen.
We have some very strong opinion. We released one episode of our podcast. I'd encourage you guys to go listen to it. It's called like Weird and Wacky Animals, where we go in. You can hear we have a lot of crazy things to talk about with animals. But I also wanted to point out one thing, Mike. The poll in the chat for our hippos related to whales.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mike has lost, according to the chat, by 1%.
Ooh.
Sounds like
But
somebody
he's still
rigged
lost.
that fucking chat. I can't imagine that Josiah and Ben didn't vote on the same fucking poll. No, they're not, because they obviously have an agenda.
It was a fair election, all right?
It wasn't the most secure election in YouTube history right there. No, that's listen, you can say no all you want. It doesn't matter.
I will say it is pretty interesting that is such a controversial thing. Like it's almost like
it's so close,
right down the middle.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. So, but Mike did lose, and I just wanted to. That is a good point. Thank you for pointing that out, Ben.
Zero things to me.
I got to point out every time Mike loses. You know.
Yeah, because I win so fucking much. You got to take the losses wherever you can find them, even if they're minuscule losses. Hey, that's fine.
It's something, baby.
Let's see here. Gamer Geek, thank you for the $2 super chat. What color does a Smurf turn when you choke it?
Oh, because it's already blue.
Right.
Probably purple.
They probably turn red.
Yeah, purple or red.
I don't know.
If you squeeze them hard enough and shake them around, they squirt yellow or like white stuff out of their mouths. Know that.
Yeah,
Dan's like, what the hell? He's like, I've been fine on this show up till this point.
Dan, do you know what? Have you seen Smurfs?
Yeah, we had them here in Brazil. Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
It's like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Smurfs are a degradation to society everywhere they go.
Yeah, Rick Smurfs, dude.
Yeah.
Is it American? Smurfs are.
Unfortunately, I think that is one thing that, unfortunately, we have to claim. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty sad. We also invented Teletubbies too, so I can't.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Real quick too, because somebody tried to say something about they had kangaroo. They said, well, Australia has kangaroos, platypuses, and koalas. Koalas are extremely aggressive and have chlamydia. We just established that. Kangaroo are assholes and will try to beat your dog to death. And here's the thing about platypuses, cute and everything. Do you know they are one of the only living mammals that produces fucking venom? They're poisonous. Mm-hmm. You go to that country and everything has poison. Even the poison in their blood, it's called chlamydia. Everything in Australia is poisonous. Listen, here's the thing. Listen, much love to Lethal Lightning. Much love to Raging Rhino. A little bit of love to Linda, not much though. Listen, they have Maza living in that country. That doesn't tell you that a human being can be poisonous. I don't know what to tell you. Australia makes the most dangerous things in the entire world, and it's just a regular day for them. It pumps out with some of the most poisonous creatures. They can't even have regular mammals. The thing produces poison.
Oh yeah,
And milk.
There's a black mamba underneath the stairs over there. There's a freaking black mamba. Yeah, he could bite your head off in just a second, but it doesn't matter. We'll just kick him out of here. It's fine. It's fine, Mike. Come sit down at the table. Have a beer.
Honestly, the spiders are the worst thing.
The spiders are the worst, but the fact that Miles is living in that country somewhere should be a trump card for everything.
Have you seen any crazy spiders in Brazil, Dan?
Oh yeah, I set fire to one like a few months ago.
Why did you set it on fire? What?
Because when you see a spider,
wait, okay. You got to explain. So, did he have like a torch, like an actual?
No, I threw alcohol on it because insects die. Actually, here's a tip: if you have a big insect in your house, like a giant cockroach or something like that,
it went like this, like
throw alcohol on it, and it will die. But that spider wouldn't die, so it was there covered in alcohol, and it wouldn't die. So I just threw a match in it.
What is happening in your country? And why did you do this when you said
Mike, they literally.
There's actually a story. It was on the news and everywhere. A biker died near the Amazon forest. Because over here in Brazil, there's a state called Amazon. There's the Amazon state, which is on the Amazon forest. So at the Amazon state, this biker was riding his bike like super fast, like 100 kilometers per hour, and a cockroach hit his helmet. He fell back from his bike and died.
Jeez.
And it was
even
like
the cockroaches are out to get you.
The cockroach was the size of a human hand.
That is terrifying.
It hit his helmet. He fell and he died.
No.
Yeah.
No.
A few years ago.
Oh my goodness. I don't like that at all.
And there's also the Indians. There's at the Amazon state, there are those Indians that they block the road and they ask you
what?
They block the road and set up what is the word in English
blockade?
when you block the road?
Yeah,
like a blockade or
a blockade, but you ask for money.
Oh yeah, like a
a toll, like a toll almost.
A toll.
Yeah.
The Indians set up a toll, and the toll is like $100 or 2 liters of Coke.
Oh my goodness! And they're like,
so people going through the Amazon, this particular part, that was years ago. I don't know if that's still a thing. Probably the police did something already, because for God's sakes. But the truckers who are going through the particular road had to bring like tons of Coke, the actual soda, Coke, to give the Indians so they could pass by the blockades. And if you wouldn't stop, they will like throw spears at you.
oh my gosh. that's crazy.
That's sort of thing.
Yeah. You have to watch out for spears and cockroaches the size of a football in the Amazon.
Yeah, and the penis worms.
Yeah,
the Amazon rainforest is a crazy place.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't go swimming because something will swim up your pee.
Okay,
hole.
but to be fair, they swim up pee streams, so you just don't pee in the Amazon River.
No, he said don't go in the Amazon River.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, because that's not the only thing that's in there.
They don't just go up streams. They can go up streams, but they also will just like swim right up there if you're just chilling in the water.
You probably need to worry about piranhas and caimans more than the.
Yeah, they're piranhas too. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Ben, if I have to choose between you or the guy that lives in the country, the guy that lives in the country says, don't go in that river. I don't give a shit what you read anywhere. I'm not going in that river. Just don't pee. You'll be fine. No, thank you. There's something that can swim up my pee hole and kill me.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely
and anacondas, too. Like,
listen, here's the thing. I'd rather get killed by a fucking anaconda.
Anacondas don't care about you, though.
Yeah, well, guess what? Apparently the thing swimming in my pee hole does.
Hey, that one does.
That's what I'm more scared of. Is something swimming in my pee hole.
It's not gonna kill you, Mike. It's just gonna enlarge itself inside your pee hole.
Those things are actually very devastating because they have barbs on their like their bodies. So
you have to get surgery.
You can't even get them out. You have to actually literally get surgery.
Exactly.
In order to get them out.
Why I would much rather go and face piranhas and be eaten to death, or get wrapped up by an anaconda and choked out, than I would to go in some water and have something swim up my pee hole and then barb out in it, and then I can't get it out. Somebody has to cut it all open.
As well, like eels that electrocute you. You know, you got that.
Yeah, I never heard of that. Yeah, I don't think so. Probably in the ocean. I don't know. But
I think electric eels are in the Amazon River. I believe. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dan hasn't seen them, and
let me look it up. Yeah. Let me look it up here. I'm pretty sure they're in the.
But on Manaus, which is the capital of the Amazon state, there's a pretty safe river there. That there are those giant floating houses that you can rent to spend the weekend, and it's so awesome. You're just floating there on a floating hotel or something. Pretty
electric eels are found in murky pools and calm stretches of the middle and lower Amazon River.
Oh, yeah. So there you go then.
But Dan doesn't go in the river because there's something
just don't go in the river. Just don't go in the freaking river.
Yeah, we've been telling you.
The Amazon River is massive, and it said the middle and lower Amazon River, so it's further south.
I don't give a fuck. Where are the things that swim in your pee hole, Ben?
Great question, Michael.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
And by the way, the Amazon River is the only place in the planet Earth when we have a species of dolphin that lives on.
Oh yeah,
right. Yep, river dolphins. Yeah,
river dolphins.
So freaking.
They are crazy. They're crazy looking. They're crazy.
Yeah,
looking
they are.
Animals.
Yeah, really they're pink.
That's really
wild.
Freaking cool. Have you seen them?
I never saw one.
That sucks. Yeah.
Dan Vasc set a spider on fire. That should tell you everything you need to know about.
That's the most metal shit in the world. And he didn't just light it on fire. He I imagine Dan comes out with a glass of whiskey or something. He sees it. He just goes, he throws it on it. And it's just laying there doing this. He's like,
okay, so
Leonardo DiCaprio, he goes in his closet, pulls out a flamethrower.
That's amazing. It's so good.
This kangaroo thing, that's what the penis fish is. Apparently it's a small Amazonian catfish. It's a catfish.
So it's not a worm. It's a fish.
It's a fish. And it says
that's even more scary.
It's reported to lodge itself in the urethra of people who may be urinating in the water. Despite the unsettling story surrounding this fish, there's skepticism about whether the fish actually attacks humans.
Skepticism. That doesn't mean
they've literally had someone have that happen to them. So
yeah.
I don't know where the skepticism is coming from because it can actually happen. So why are they trying to downplay these? If
it's only attacked one, if it's only swam up one pee stream, then
that is one plenty for me. That just one scenario of that, and I'm never getting in that river.
So you're telling me you're not going to go swim in the Amazon with me?
No,
dude, no,
dude. Look at Dan. He lives there. He's telling you no.
Dan is a guy that will go set giant spiders on fire, and even he won't get in the Amazon River. So
that's fair.
Somebody said I would run from.
There are other rivers that you can swim. Yeah, the Amazon River. No.
There you go.
He says no. Somebody said I'd run from a capybara. No, I would probably pet one. They're like giant guinea pigs.
Are pretty cute.
I hear they smell bad though. Have you ever met a capybara?
We have capybaras in the center of town here in the city where I live. That's because we have this river running through the center of town, and the capybaras come through that river, and sometimes we see them walking on the main avenue on
wow.
All right, so I should have asked
the center of the city.
Since you're the actual Brazilian here, are they cool or are they assholes? Are they
No, they're aggressive if you provoke them.
Makes sense.
If you but I pass through I don't know how much that is in feet, but I pass I passed by one like 3 meters away from me, which is like basically, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any frame of reference, but yeah, it's pretty close, and they're cool if you don't mess with them.
Okay, that makes sense.
A lot of animals are like that.
Yeah,
but they have like teeth like this size, and they're like the biggest rodents on Earth. Imagine a hamster. Have you guys had a hamster as kids?
Yeah.
They have pretty big teeth for the size of their heads.
Yeah.
For the size of their heads, like proportionally. Imagine it's the same thing with the capybara. They have giant teeth. They can stab you with that and impale you easily.
That's I don't like
it. They
that.
literally just look like a giant guinea pig.
It is.
Yeah.
It's basically that.
I ate a guinea pig once.
Nice.
And they say their meat tastes pretty good, but it's illegal.
Yeah.
To kill one.
Yeah, well, they're like the last living species from like their species type or something like that.
Yeah, it's only here. It only exists here.
Yeah, well, now I'm not going to Brazil either. Frick.
What?
Now it sounds like everything can kill me over there too. Listen,
Wow.
I'm living in a place where like the most scary thing that we have is occasionally like a bear gets loose somewhere around there, and
Black widows.
Yeah, but they can't kill you.
Florida has pretty scary crops.
It's not like you see black widows everywhere.
I've seen black widows in real life, but their venom won't kill you unless you're like really fragile. Like most of the time, you just get really sick from it. I've studied a lot about black widows, Ben.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry.
Yeah, Mike's got this covered. So
listen, and also, I'd rather get bit by something that I have a chance of surviving than get by something that I know will absolutely kill me. Apparently, in Brazil or definitely in Australia.
I mean,
kill you or clog your penis.
Yeah, just stick something on my pee hole before I go in the water, and it can't attack me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just shove some cloth up there and just leave it up there where you stand around.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it seems like the southern hemisphere is kind of like kind of a little bit iffy.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like everything below the United States. Just don't go there.
Like all the like murder animals are in the like southern hemisphere, because then you have like hippos over in Africa as well, who will murder you on the spot. So
even if you call them even if they're like a son to you, they'll just kill you one day. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder.
Interesting. What's the food like in Brazil?
Ooh.
Oh, we basically eat a lot of rice and beans, and man, our barbecue, our steaks.
You're speaking my language.
There's no match. It's like we have those places here called churrascarias, which is like a steak buffet, and you don't even need to go to the buffet. The buffet comes to you. It's like you sit on your table, and you have those wheels that you turn, and on one side it says yes please, the other side says no thank you, so you don't even have to speak. So you leave the thing at yes please, and the meat comes to your very plate.
I love that.
Mike's reconsidering his decision to not go to Brazil.
I love that.
Listen, I haven't heard a single argument for why I should go to Australia, but all you can eat steak in Brazil is enough. I don't need to hear anything more.
But
the fact that I also don't have to talk to anybody about it, I just turn a sign and I'm like, just keep giving me until it says
keep sending me meat. Let's go. That's amazing. I love that. That's a great idea.
I've been to Ecuador. They primarily eat rice and beans there as well. I feel like in South America that's a pretty common cuisine.
Rice and beans. I eat it every single day. Every single day.
Let's make
and it's like and it's carbohydrates, fibers, and protein.
It's good stuff.
And apparently all you can eat steaks at a buffet.
I didn't. That sounds really freaking cool. Listen, I want to go there.
If there was anything that was going to get me into a country, I don't care what else is going on there. If Australia had all you can eat steak buffets, I'd go. I'd very much consider going there and risking my life. But you know what? None of that. They have Maza. That's what they have pulling for them. But going to Brazil, listen, I just won't go in the river like Dan said, and I'll stay away from the capybaras, and I'll get all you can eat steak and get to hang out with Dan Vasc.
What about the giant spiders,
yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, those don't exist. Those aren't a real thing.
We set them
Those
on
only
fire.
exist. Yeah. Just I'll
if
be
you
with
have
Dan.
Dan with you, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Dan just like always has like a bottle of vodka on him. He just throws it out.
Oh man, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture of the little spinning wheel thing, but I can't find it. But it's pretty freaking cool.
They had something kind of like that at this restaurant that Ben and I actually went to in Florida. Like you can like flip a sign and it's like red and then green. And so if you want them to like stop by your table. You flip it to red or whatever and it says like stop on it or something, then they like stop there and they'll ask you what you need. And it was pretty cool. I wish that every restaurant did that. That'd be actually
well, it make it a lot easier because then like servers know exactly when you need something.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
You don't even need to call
anybody. Yeah.
Yep.
I just don't want to have to talk to anybody. I just want somebody to walk up and give me more steak and move on with their lives.
That's it.
It's always awkward when you're like trying to stop them too, you know, because they're like busy with someone else, and then you're like, "Hey, I need you over here." So
and you're like, no, I prefer you just give me more steak and don't talk to me.
It's either that or they always come at the worst time when you're like stuffing your face full of food, and then they're like, "How is everything?"
Yeah.
And
they watch you too from across the room.
As someone who's been a server. That's the hardest thing to judge is like when to go check, because you're supposed to do like a first bite check, but sometimes you'll see someone who's finished their bite, but then someone else will have their mouth full, and you'll walk up to the table and there's still people eating there, and it's really awkward. Mm-hmm. So it's just as awkward for the server as it is for you.
Fritz Crawford, listen. They said Epic Mike isn't a true black being, so scared of stuff. Motherfucker, black people are scared of everything. Okay, we're scared of fucking dogs. We don't like being outside in the dark. We don't go swimming with fucking sharks in the ocean. I don't want to hear from you. And here's the thing, and I told this to somebody the other day. I've been in the ghetto before with people and hanging out with people in bad neighborhoods and stuff like that. And I am less scared because it's about who you know and who you're with at that time. I will tell you this though: if you see somebody running, it doesn't fucking matter what it is. You don't look behind you to find out. We've seen it happen before. You see somebody running, everybody fucking runs. It doesn't matter. We all run in the same direction. You don't question why they're running. You just run. And that's the thing. That's how we stay safe. Okay?
Man.
That's how you keep it safe. And here's the thing too. One of our number one rules. I don't gotta outrun whatever's chasing you. I just gotta outrun you. So
yes.
Yeah, if you leave one person behind, if they didn't run, they die and you survive. If everybody's running together, you just wait for one of them. You trip one guy, you trip the slow one. You listen. There is very little chance of us getting caught in a situation. Listen, horror movies. You see something scary. And they're like, what is that? And they go walking down the hallway, open the door, no light on. They're still walking around the house with no lights on. If I see some shit like that, I've sold my house already and I've moved.
Yeah, I was. Were you talking about white people? Because white people are stupid in horror movies.
They're awesome. They're awful.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying. And that's the thing. When was the last time you heard of when was the last time you saw a show of a black guy going, I'm going to jump in the ocean with a bunch of sharks that can eat me in one bite? You don't. And you know why?
Yeah, because we like staying alive.
People. Because we like staying alive, okay?
White people are stupid.
White people are so dumb.
Listen, if we're in a horror movie, Ben's dying first 100%. Then probably Josiah, because he'll go find out why Ben died. My ass is gone already. I've left. I've gotten in my car and I went home.
And Dan will just set whatever it is on fire. So
and Dan will save the day by throwing a freaking Molotov cocktail at it.
Oh man!
Throw a match at it. Hey Mike, I put in the private chat a few pictures of a churrascaria.
Oh my gosh, I'm so fucking excited right now.
Nice.
You have no idea.
Ben Harvey, thank you for the $5 super chat. Epic Mike, We have Outback steakhouses where you can eat kangaroo, emu, crocodile, shark, or water buffalo. So you can eat everything that can kill you.
Cool.
There you go, Mike.
But I don't want to eat the things that can kill me. I want to be away from them.
Sold and ready to go to
No,
Australia.
I'm not at all. I'm
on their ticket right now. Let's go.
We're going next year,
Dan
Mike.
shared
Let's
this
go.
picture with me. Let me see if you actually see it. I don't know why my screen's glitching like this.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
unshare that. That's gonna give me a headache.
What the heck?
Let me see if I can find another picture.
What the heck is going on?
Oh my gosh, dude.
That was a good picture too.
Yeah, I was so freaking excited. Now my whole life is ruined. Oh my gosh, here's another picture of it.
All
okay,
right,
let me see if this will work better.
I like meat.
There we go. Gotcha. Look at that.
Meat is good.
Look at that.
Yeah. So those guys come with those giant things to your table and just put it on your plate.
That is so epic.
A man dropping his meat on my plate without talking to me.
Without
having a great time.
talking to you. Like, you can say thank you.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, you don't even need to.
That's great. I love that.
Awesome.
I want to go there now. Let's do it.
Same.
Let's make it happen.
Let's go.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in my town. I think there's 3 or 4 here in my town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might have to talk.
We'll hit
to
you up if we're there
about that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. Seriously, Dan, it was awesome having you on tonight, man.
Hey,
you are
awesome being here.
So awesome, dude. And yeah, let me go ahead and drop your website in the chat one more time here for people to go check out. Do you want to talk a little bit about like the music you do, and because I know that you deliver the best to the people. So
yes,
go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, my whole thing is right now, my main goal is getting my channel to 1 million subscribers. So to do that, I mostly do covers of popular songs and I transform them into heavy metal. So you can check that in youtube.com/DanVasc. I also have my songs on lossless quality available on danvasc.bandcamp.com. And yeah, it's all I'm all about bringing heavy metal back to its origins of edginess and the attitude of going against the trend, not worried about political correctness, but worried about being myself and speaking out and calling out what has to be called out. And yeah, let's bring heavy metal back, actual heavy metal.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Dude. That is awesome. It's great to see people, that are all kind of part of this alternative entertainment, countercultural type of movement going on, and it's great to see people, hitting all of these different aspects of entertainment. It's great because we need people in every area of all of that. So that's
hitting
awesome.
all fronts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Mike, what do you have going on?
Well, as always, you can check me out on Twitch, _epic_Mike. You can check me out whenever they finally do decide to have me back on Tuesday night's main event. I'm always around doing something with Geeks and Gamers. Then you can check me out here every Saturday. And keep an eye on the Epicverse channel because we got some cool stuff coming. It's gonna we're still working on it, but when it's ready to go, you guys are gonna be blown away with it. So you can always check me out there. You can check me out on Mario Kart every Sunday on the Geeks and Gamers channel with Dan.
Yeah.
Rocking it out. We need Dan back because Jeremy's getting a little too aggressive and think he's hot shit. But I did place 3rd last time we played, so that should say something about Jeremy's skill level might be going down a little bit. So,
do we have Mario Kart this next Sunday? This Sunday?
They might still be gone.
Sure. I'll have to check with,
with
Jeremy.
Yeah.
But yeah, check me out on Twitch. I'm getting close to 800 subs or followers. Not subs, followers. And then look probably in the next month here, we'll be pulling the trigger on doing a YouTube channel as well. We're getting it going. We're burning the candle at both ends. One thing you can absolutely bank on, you'll never see me in the Nile River or the Amazon River or Australia, any of it.
The whole continent.
I probably won't leave this country. And even with that, there's only very select places in this country you'll see me. One place will probably be in Orlando in October. So
there you go.
That's it.
There you go.
Nice.
It's awesome. And then Ben is just doing his thing.
Wow,
yep.
way to speak for me.
And...
Yeah. All right.
What do you got going on, Ben?
Yeah, well, I am just.
What do you have going on, Ben?
I'm here. I'm a guy. I do stuff.
Stop moving around, Ben. Stay in one spot.
He's using me like a puppet. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at BEpicBen. It's the same as my name right here.
BEpicBen.
If you want.
BEpic.
And then I'm going to be on some stuff for Epicverse, and then we do our podcast, which is starting up here soon. So keep an eye out for that because it's a lot of fun and we love making it. I mean, at least I can say for myself, I love making it.
Yes.
And we talk a lot about a lot of really fun stuff. You got a glimpse of that today, a little bit of kind of like what we talk about, but that's really fun. And then I do have a YouTube channel. I'm still kind of trying to figure that out, but yeah, like what I want to do there. But I'll show up on Mike's streams, and I show up here every Saturday and stuff.
You've never been on my streams.
Ben's around. Ben's around.
I'm here. I'm always involved with something. So
yes.
Yeah.
And we do have the first full episode of Epicverse podcast coming back on Monday. So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be a really awesome topic for that episode. And we're going to be releasing full episodes every Monday and Wednesday as well. So make sure that you go subscribe over at the Epicverse podcast as well, where you can hear Ben, Mike, and I talk about a bunch of crazy things. And with all of that being said, thank you so much, everyone, for coming out tonight. Appreciate you all. You all are awesome. And the stream is just continuing to grow, and it's great to see. And it's great having you all here. And thank you for all of the support as well. We do have a final super chat here from D-Day Direwolf for $2. You guys play the new TMNT game?
No, but I have it downloaded on my PC. It is very likely the next time I stream, that will be the game I try out because I've been hearing nothing but awesome things about it.
I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, it just dropped, and it sounds like it's like the old school, like arcade game.
Like beat them up.
Yeah, it's like beat them up.
Beat them up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty pumped about that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. And then I was gonna originally do Deer Simulator, but this sounds way more entertaining. So
yeah,
nice.
I hear a lot of good things about the TMNT game. So yeah,
I hadn't even heard about it. So that's awesome.
Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate you all, and we will catch you all in the next stream next week on Saturday. Dan, thank you for being here once again. And
thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you all in the next stream. Bye.